The Board of Education, Superintendent, Principal, and Athletic Director of Clinton-Massie High School extend a welcome to each of you as we're pleased to have our guests from Columbus DeSales tonight. Clinton-Massie High School and St. Francis DeSales High School.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Matt Baker here with my friend and going to join us here for a few minutes. Say hi to the people. Mark.
Hey. How you doing out there in Clinton-Massie land?
So Mark Lamb's going to join us for just a few minutes as we get started here for this game. EJ will be taking over in just a moment. So we welcome you to a struggle tonight. Tonight's going to be an interesting matchup with Clinton-Massie at 0-3. First time since 2011. They've lost 3 games back-to-back. And against your 1-2 St. Francis DeSales Stallions. So, Mark, what are you thinking when you look at these two teams and you know they're both run heavy, they're both defense strong? What are you expecting to see in this type of battle?
Well, definitely a quick game. If everybody's running the ball, it'll go quick. We know Massie doesn't pass the ball. I haven't got to see this Columbus team very much this year, but if I hear that they're run heavy, I think it'll go quick, and hopefully Massie will come out on the good end of this deal tonight.
Yeah, I think the concern is definitely as your offense is still coming into its own for both teams, actually. The defense has been strong. You can see from the statistics on the SBAAC website that Clinton-Massie has actually held their opponents to the least amount of points allowed in the first 3 games, which is 58. Unfortunately, they've only had 34 points for. So, just a concern about getting off to a fast start here is definitely important and not getting down early.
Right. Definitely don't have the horses that we had last year in the backfield. These kids are giving it everything they got this year. And, I say they're still state champions in my mind. These kids, they fought hard last year. They're still fighting hard this year on defense, as you said, giving up the points they have. They definitely, are still in this fight, and they're still fighting. My hope is that we can turn this around this year and get to the playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely. League play coming up soon is definitely going to be a benefit to the Massie Falcons, as well as taking on a Harrison team next year, also looking for a win. But you said defense is leading the way on both sides of the ball for Clinton-Massie. The leader on defense is actually Gavin Hunter with 13 solo tackles, 11 assistants for 24 total. Definitely a guy that's got a nose for the ball and has been showing up a lot on the stat sheets and in our broadcast as well.
Yeah, they You hear it preached all the way from Pee Wee football, 22 feet to the ball, and you're seeing that in Massie. Like I said, you're seeing guys that got the heart to fight. They're out there going at it. They're not giving up. They're not giving up late. They're taking teams all the way down to the wire. It's just a matter of putting it all together for a win.
Exactly. I would agree. You've had bits and pieces of each game that have went Massie's way, and then unfortunately you can't put a whole game together. Second on the team in tackles is Leighton Bell. Leighton Bell, transferring from Wilmington years ago, has been a staple to that defensive line the last 2 years, state championship year, and even started as a sophomore. He's got 7 solos and 7 assists as well. He does have a sack and then a tackle for loss. And then after him is Keegan Lamb, who plays the quarterback on the offensive side of the ball, but he's got 15 tackles, so he's a guy that wants to fill in from the high side of the safety position.
Right. Keegan's an athlete just all the way around. So is Bell. Bell's an athlete. They moved him into the backfield the second half last week. He showed what he was made of, playing both sides of the ball when he had to. We've had injuries. We've had other things that's hampered us a little bit, and he Bell shows he can play both ways. Keegan showed us he can play both ways. I know that's no coach's idea to do that, but sometimes necessity, you just have to do what you have to do, and they've been carrying us.
Yeah, it's out of necessity for sure right now. And on the offensive side of the ball, Keegan Lamb's taking all your snaps at quarterback. He does have a completion after 13 attempts, a couple interceptions, and then Logan Chesser is your leading rusher right now with 225 yards. Now, what's interesting is that last week, both the Stallions of St. Francis and the Falcons of Massie were both held to under 150 yards total offense.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize that. I didn't realize it was under that. But, yeah, it doesn't surprise me with the defensive games we've been seeing. And Massie, like I said, their defense, it looks phenomenal to me this year. Nothing lacking there. And if you gave last year's team this defense with the scoring power we had last year, we win a bunch of these games. It's just struggling on the offensive side of the ball a little bit.
Yeah, you can even take 6 points off the points against, because one of those was a fumble recovery for a touchdown at the Waynesville game. So only 52 points up to this point through 3 games, and holding a very good Bishop Fenwick team last last week to only, I believe that was 17 points. So it's not a lack of defense prowess at this point. It's can the offense join that side and make a little bit better showing here tonight. So Brody Clutter, who was out last week, has 40 attempts for 189 yards with a 15 long and 4.7 average. Keegan Lamb's also running the ball 29 times for 95 yards. Gavin Hunter comes in, as you said, playing both sides of the ball, 23 carries for 83 yards. Gabe McDowell, who had been injured last week, and we'll tell you as soon as we can if he's going to be on the field this week, finished up by Eli Muterspaw and Leighton Bell. And I do have to make a quick note, 3 freshman starters last week, and I don't know that I heard from the coaches when the last time that happened. I know Bailey Wolf started as a freshman, and I believe there was a linebacker a few years ago that started as a freshman as well. But other than that, freshmen usually don't see the field if you're from Clinton-Massie.
Right, yeah, and I got to the game just as it was getting started last week and seen Eli Muterspaw out there, and I was like, wow, man, that's he looked small out there, but I'll tell you what, he carried his own, He carried his own. He got out there, and he fought like a falcon and he just, gave it his all and really, performed out there. Again, things I know the coaches don't like to do is throw those young guys out there, but out of necessity, we're having to do some things we typically wouldn't do a normal year.
And I talked to Coach Z, and he said Eli Muterspaw gave it everything he could. It's just it's a size issue right now. He's a freshman. He's bringing about 150 pounds to the table. It wasn't a lack of effort. It was just you put a little growth on him. And I will say this, I do see Gabe McDowell on the sidelines in street clothes with his brace on. So we're not going to see big play Gabe tonight. Hopefully he'll be back for the Harrison game next week, which will also be home and be broadcast on Campus Nation, campusnation.com. Join us if you would, and if you can tell a friend, we'd appreciate it. We will get as many views for these high school athletes as possible. I did get to talk to the coach, Coach Wiggins from Columbus St. Francis DeSales, and he's very complimentary of the Clinton-Massie football program, about Coach McSorley. In fact, him and Coach McSorley actually have a pretty good working relationship. He reached out to Coach McSorley a few years back as their 2020 season was ending, and just asked him some things about how to approach certain teams, because there was some success probably coming for both them and Clinton-Massie. So I thought it was neat to kind of hear that interaction and kind of hear that conversation going on between the two of them. They're bringing a 1-2 record. The coach did have a year at St. Vincent St. Mary's. He had that for a year, and then he has been the coach at Columbus DeSales for the last 16 years. That's Ryan Wiggins. So last year was a 17-7 Massey win, and we know that was a hard-fought game for Clinton-Massie. This year, it's kind of been a close battle up to this point, and joining us now on the program, our regular color commentary. We appreciate Mark stepping in, and Mark is actually going to stay on as our cameraman. Corey Price had to be out this night, so EJ, say hi to the people.
Hey everybody, it's about time for a home game. It's about time for a home win.
Yeah, catch your breath as you're running up here, right? Exactly.
Yes.
So we Ryan Wiggins was talking. That's coach of the Stallions on the other side there, and he just said, "Hey, look, I really like what our defense is doing. We've at this point we got a 1-2 record, but we're not giving up a lot of yards. We're not giving up a lot of points. Where he wants to still get better is they're giving up too many big plays, and he complimented Clinton-Massie's offense is set up a lot of times for a big play. People don't think a veer option look sets up for a big play, but it actually does," he said, and he respects that tremendously.
He does, and you've seen a lot of that last year. This year, we're still waiting to break that big play, but it does. It can open itself up to either side of the ball. Whoever's running it, it has that potential. I just walked past these DeSales players. They look like football players. They're big boys.
I would say size.
There's some beef on there over there.
Size is not an issue for DeSales, and we talk a little bit about starters, and we'll give you some of the starters here for Columbus DeSales, and if we're gonna give you that, we'll also help you understand the size. So looking at their offensive line, you've got, let's see, 6'2", 275, 6 foot, 285, 5'9", 215, and Coach said he may not be the biggest guy out there, but he is tough, 6'1", 235, and 6'1", 230. So across the board, a lot of meat up front. The quarterback is going to be Garlock, number 2. He's 6'1", 200 pounds. Gabe Caruso, your senior running back, and then you got a 4 wide receiver set at times, but they are a run-heavy team. So the kickoff now for Clinton-Massie, receiving the ball, and the tackle's almost made at the 15-yard line. He's going to be driven back to about the 16-yard line. That was Logan Chesser who started up there down the right hash. So Clinton-Massie will start with the ball 1st and 10. They'll give it to him at, it looks like, they're actually going to give it to him almost at the 20-yard line. So we'll see what the Clinton-Massie offense looks like here from the start.
Yeah, and it'd be a great night for an upset, Matt. I'd love to see these guys really gel. And, again, they've played good. They've never been blown out, obviously. This is Clinton-Massie. And it'd be a good night for a statement game to say, hey, we're back. We're ready to play some ball.
Yeah, you definitely want to make sure that you can establish the line of scrimmage right off the bat with size from the other side on the defensive line. Keegan Lamb goes under center. Motion. He stopped immediately and bottled up on the right-hand side. So I think Columbus DeSales understood what was coming there on those first couple plays, and they met those. On the defensive line, you're going to see Asher Hales, which Coach had nothing but praise for, 6'2", 230. Ty Newbert, 6'3", 250. Cameron Gwynn, who's a junior, but already
big boy.
Yeah, 6'4", 240, and
big
he's starting
boy.
to get some looks. Some college conversations are going around him. And Jonathan Moss, 6'1", 220, at the outside linebacker position.
They can clog the holes.
Yeah.
They're definitely big enough on that line to clog these holes.
Max Shula is the name probably you're going to hear us talk quite a bit, and he meets actually in the hole. I believe that is, that was Max Shula. On cue, Max Shula hits the hole and drives back a Clinton-Massie ball carrier about 5 yards. They're going to give him forward progress back to the line of scrimmage, and that's going to be a 3rd and 10, so absolutely no gain on the first 2 plays.
Yeah, they look like a big athletic defensive line because you can tell there's some girth there and some size, muscular size really, but there's some speed as well. And they set Massie up in the 3rd and long, a lineup. You know, they don't want to be in this right now, 3rd and 10.
Coach Wiggins said he's very happy with his front 7. He's got a little bit of youth in the backside of the defensive backfield. It's time to pass. He fakes one way, throws it the other. It's going to go out of bounds. Doesn't look like they're receiving there, but because it went out of bounds, they're going to not call intentional grounding. It's going to be 4th down, which is going to bring Keegan back as the punter. And we'll get them set up here in just a second. So, what's the initial concern just off of that first drive?
Yeah, athletic for sure. Their strength is our strength, which our strength is always our run game, but their strength is their defensive line, obviously, among other things, and that's a big, strong defensive line. So that might be a cause for concern this evening.
So as their returner sets up right at about the 48-yard line, Keegan Lamb will get the snap. It's a perfect snap. The kick almost blocked. It's an end-over-end. Number 1 is going to catch that, and that is Isaac Pidarczyk.
Good coverage for the Falcons. Get down there. He only got a yard there, so good punt coverage by the Clinton-Massie special teams.
But there's a little bit of concern because there was a lot of pressure on that punt there. So I know Keegan Lamb is doing the best he can to not have any issue right there. So
little penalty maybe?
Yeah, they did call a penalty on roughing the pass or roughing the kicker, so it's going to bring
back
the offense
back to
Massie.
Yeah.
So a pivotal mistake could be for the DeSales Stallions there. So back on the defensive side goes St. Francis. Offensive comes back out for Clinton-Massie. So into the game for Clinton-Massie, number 5, which that would be Brody Clutter back into the game for Clinton-Massie. He'll be at your fullback position. It's going to be a wishbone backfield. Single receiver to the left is Brady Russell. Set up underneath is the carry.
Yeah, trying to get something going there. It's awful tough.
About 2 yards of hard sledding there, and that ball went to, I believe that was number 35. So that was Nolan Phipps. So that's another freshman starter, started last week. Coming into the game for Clinton-Massie, number 20, Ty Phipps, to bring this next play in. So you had a freshman get a carry there, got his feet wet a little bit. In fact, got about 2.5, almost 3 yards on that carry. So successful first carry there for Clinton-Massie on their second set of downs due to a penalty. In motion goes Phipps. He fakes the pitch. Keegan Lamb hands off to the fullback, which is Brody Clutter. No gain on that play, and Keegan goes off to the left.
Just hard going up that middle right now with that big defensive line, Max Shulaw. And then their big number 32, Ty Newbert. These guys are putting up a big front against that Massie run game.
Yeah, Coach, again, praising Gwynn quite a bit. He said causing a lot of disturbance, the junior 6'4", 240, and you'll see him on your screen as number 6, the defensive end, at this point on the other side of the field from our camera. So Clinton-Massie setting up in a double slot look. Single receivers to the left The fullback this
There you
time,
go,
he
Keegan.
fakes the pitch,
Pulls
or he
it-
gives the
oh,
pitch,
man,
but
fast.
he fakes the fullback, and they just close on it way too fast. There's going to be no gain. In fact, a loss of about a half yard on the play, which is going to bring another 4th down up, and it's going to be about 4th and 6 this time.
Cooper Simpson, number 9 with the tackle there, timed that perfect. He watched Keegan. As soon as he saw him pitching it, he was on the running back. And this is a well-trained, disciplined defense.
Yeah, there was about 3 people waiting there for him. They were in the alley and taking on Keegan as well. So in to kick again is Keegan Lamb. See if they can hold him back just a little bit better this time. Tristan Trampler, a freshman, is your personal protector. The kick this side, or to the right-hand side on the hash. Clinton-Massie is going to cover that right about the 40-yard line, 39-yard line. So that's where St. Francis is going to set up. That'll be left to right on your TV screen. We'll see what the defense of Clinton-Massie, if they can match the intensity and the tough sledding that has happened there for now 2 offensive series.
Massey's defense has been good. You know, they've obviously been on the other side of the win-loss column, but they've showed some really good signs of speed to the ball and playing good defense, and they're going to need it tonight against this team.
Yeah, Coach has mentioned specifically Elijah Groh and Leighton Bell will have a tough road inside there with the size of the St. Francis line. So the ball goes to Caruso. He makes one person miss. He's going to get 5 yards on that first carry. Caruso is their leading rusher, followed by their quarterback, and that is a Garlock. So Garlock's your second leading rusher. Having the mobile quarterback, Coach said, is definitely a benefit, especially when you get around the line of scrimmage, because they've scored 5 touchdowns this year. All 5 of them have been from Garlock.
Yeah, they're quick. Caruso's small, but he's got a quick little back. Make a man miss. There
goes in
13.
motion. It's the jet sweep. It's off the left-hand side. He runs over one defender. That was Tristan Trampler. Does bring him down eventually after a first down run. So Clinton-Massie is going to give up a first down on the first series of downs. And it looks like out of that spread look, they're going to try to spread you in order to run the ball. A jet sweep, a run up the middle, creates a first down set of downs for St. Francis.
Yeah, and you see number 13 there get around the end, shows the speed there. And they're moving the chains much like Massey usually does.
Number 7 for the offense here, that's Jack Elgin. He looks like a tall drink of water, 6'4", 190 there. So a little bit of a mishandled exchange there, which is going to allow Clinton-Massie to drop the running back. That's Caruso again.
Yeah, got to capitalize on those. Now you got a 2nd and long here.
So they're going to lose 3 yards on that play. Again, like I said, one of the receivers out here is 6'4", another one is 6'3". They list a stat back at 5'9", so this is a trips right, single receiver to the left look. That single receiver for you is 85. That is Nico Cruiser is the single receiver on the left-hand side. The pass this time goes to number 13 for DeSales. And we'll get you a number here. That's Neil Godfrey. Neil Godfrey at 5'7", senior, 140 as a receiver. Going to bring 3rd down and 5.
All right. Now a predominantly rushing team. Be interested to see what they dial up here with the 3rd and long.
Clinton-Massie sets their defense. 5 defensive, a nickel set here. 5 defensive backs in the game. This time they press coverage up close. Looks like going into motion is Francis DeSales. They go on the option look, a missed tackle, but it looks like he's got him behind the line of scrimmage, pulls him down.
Play, guys.
It's going to be a loss of 4 yards, so it's going to end up being 4th down and 30.
Yeah, way to capitalize on that bobbled handoff there, exchange, and they capitalized, kept them in the backfield, and now they got a 4th and long. Great stand by the Massey defense there.
So this should be Brandon Ballard should be your punter. That's number 24 for DeSales. Long snapper is Cedric Stewart.
What's Cedric?
Clinton-Massie's returner should be Brady Russell back there. The snap, the kick, it's right to Russell. He's able to get it and fair catch it at about the 19-yard line. Good call because there was coverage on him right away. So they exchange, basically a couple, 4 and outs, if you will.
And Matt, let me ask you this: put your coaching hat on.
Sure.
You know, Massey, it's no surprise to anybody right now. that it's just been a hard time getting this offensive moving. What are you thinking tonight? I'm going to ask you. What are you thinking to kind of get them out of that stalemate they've been in offensively? What would you throw in there?
I think you've already seen it once. You got to have a pass attempt. You got to kind of stretch the defense.
At least make them look honest.
Yeah, but truthfully, we are who we are. So we're going to have to stay true to who we are. Run some load, run some.
Yeah, because I'm scratching my head too. We just got to do what we do and open up a hole.
Absolutely, we got to win up front. That's the main thing. So the option look off of the veer this time. The ball's fumbled, and it's going to be. Looks like it's going to be recovered by St. Francis DeSales. They'll pull off the players, and it looks like DeSales will have the ball. So that's a turnover on the fumbled exchange, or I should say the run by Keegan Lamb. That's going to give the St. Francis offense about a 20-yard field in order to hit pay dirt.
Yeah, and then they're going to try to capitalize on that. I think what we were talking about earlier and alluding to is, Massey's for years have been able to just dominate their will. And so I think there's a scratch our head of when we see a defensive line that we've not been able to, just move people like this. And you got to go back to the drawing board. But, again, they're going to do what they do. And now St. Francis with the ball here in the red zone.
Massie has to bow their back and at best hope for maybe a field goal attempt out of this. The ball goes to Caruso right up the middle. He's able to fall forward for a good 4-yard run. He's one of those guys that looks like that's always going to get the body lean going forward. Not a big player.
No, but look fit.
Not a big guy, definitely a muscular fella, but he's listed at 5'8", 180 and looks every bit of that as a senior running back. He's put his time in. I believe Coach said he was also their lead rusher from last year. So the man knows the offense. He knows what he can do, and they're very confident in his abilities. You had mentioned before, as we get this play underway, the snap, Caruso gets the ball again. This time he's off the right-hand side.
Move.
He makes two people miss. He's going to go for the corner. He tries to go for the pylon, but knocked out of bounds.
About the 2, maybe?
By Keegan Lamb,
yeah.
So he's going to go out of bounds at the 2. You had mentioned, what is kind of atypical of Clinton-Massie. Atypical is fumbles, and right now there's been fumbles in a lot. I think last week they did not have one, if I remember correctly.
And hung in there to the end, and the fourth quarter was making a play for the game there.
But unfortunately, I've had a few fumbles along the way this year. So
we need to clean that up.
Yeah, they can't get off schedules, and fumbles will do that to you every time. So just 2 yards to go. Caruso gets the ball. He follows his offensive line in. And the signal's going to be touchdown for St. Francis Stallions. So they're going to take an early lead of 6-0, capitalizing on the turnover by Clinton-Massie. Ty Phipps into the game for Clinton-Massie, and I believe they're going to kick it. I don't think they're one of those, hey, we have to go up for 2 every single time, because number 19 in the game is going to be Joey Bangert. Joey Bangert is your kicker. Your holder should be Pickford. Anthony Pickford. Yep. So we'll see if the hold by Pickford brings the kick by Bangert, and that's going to be through. So he bangs it through for the extra point.
How about you get that?
How about
one
that?
On us,
Yep,
man.
got it.
How do you slick tonight?
Yeah.
You're on your game.
I'm trying to beat you to the punch. So 7-0 is your score with 4:31 left in the first quarter. So like I said, you've seen both sides of the offense for Clinton-Massie and the Stallions of St. Francis. You've seen the defensive already out on the field a few times. It looks like that it's going to be heavy sledding here for any kind of offensive yards by Clinton-Massie. And again, having been held to under 150 yards last week. In fact, I believe 29 just in the first half. So it's been kind of a rough go here for the offense in the last couple weeks, but they were to hang in. 17-7 was your final score last week, and we knew that it was basically until that last field goal got put through that the game was definitely within reach.
Yeah, you got to try to find that weak link on their defensive line, which right now I'm not seeing a weak link over there to maybe run up and go again with your strength on the line. So.
Not at this time. So Banger has your kickoff duties as well. He kicks it almost down the left-hand hash, and
careful there.
Logan Chesser goes out of bounds.
Oh, a little hit there after the.
So Logan Chesser goes out of bounds and touches that sideline, which, the coach may say, hey, Logan, was it close enough that it was going to go out of bounds and we would actually got the yardage back?
You don't know from here.
Yeah, it's hard to say from this particular angle. So Chesser does return the ball, and it's going to go out of bounds at about the 12-yard line.
Now, I wasn't here for the pregame broadcast, run a little bit late. How is the health of Massie this week compared to last week?
Well, Gabe McDowell's out. Williams is out. I know that Brody Clutter has already been in the game a couple times. I know he's still a little banged up, but definitely playing through it. So
a lot of youth still out there tonight.
Yeah, you had a freshman starter on both the defense and the offense. So Keegan Lamb under center. Phipps goes in motion. The ball goes to the fullback. That's Clutter, but he is just swallowed up by a host of Stallion defenders. And Coach Z and I talked, unfortunately, some with youth, some with the fact that, we're just not had a lot of reps yet for some of these kids. The playbook has been funneled down quite a bit. Last year he said he would start somewhere around the beginning of the week with 80 plays or so. And that team obviously haven't played together since third grade, gave him that wide, shot, that breadth of opportunity there. And this year he said he'll start with maybe 30 to 40 plays and then have to cut it down even from there. So again, the handoff goes off the right-hand side.
Little push
just
there.
A little bit of a positive yardage run. Keegan Lamb finishes up his ISO boot, hopefully setting that up for later. And then a good sportsmanship on both sides there, helping each other out of the pile.
Nothing like setting it up and then pulling it back and having that left side to go on.
So 3rd and 5 is going to be pretty much the
good
best.
Good push there.
Yeah, the best third down they've had an opportunity to do so far. Ty Phipps back into the game, bringing this play in to Keegan Lamb, your quarterback. The St. Francis defense is everything it's been touted to be up to this point.
You really need a first down, get your momentum swung over this way right now for the Falcons. So let's see if we can convert one here.
Out of the wishbone look, Ty Phipps is your single receiver to the left. This time Keegan Lamb gets and keeps it.
A little second effort, got him a yard or two.
Yeah, just maybe a yard at best. So it's going to be 4th down and 4, which brings out the punt unit.
This defense reminds me of classic Massie defense because they hit hard. Mm-hmm. So if you're going to make an extra yard or two, you're going to earn it with this defense.
Yeah, I'll go back to the 2017 state runner-up team. I remember players like Trey Utrick up the middle, which would give you a little bit of reminiscence of the Shoelaw Kid 23. Then you had Sam Brothers up front, Weston Trampler up front, which was a lot of size, a lot of strength. Seth Schmidt as well had lots of size. A fumbled, and he is able to get the kickoff.
Man.
Received by the Stallions. They're going to go out of bounds on the left-hand side.
That might be a late hit.
Yeah, that looked like it was as he was going out of bounds, but they're not. Wow. I don't see any yellow, so they're going to let him keep playing. That's going to get all the way back to the 37-yard line. So a nice return there, or I'm sorry, 32-yard line. Nice return by the Stallions there, and that return was by. It should be. I want to get his name right. Pickersick.
All right.
Yeah. So immediately they get right on the line of scrimmage. They are a somewhat tempoed offense. Caruso, or no, that's not Caruso this time. So let's give credit where credit is due. That's number 14, and number 14 for them is Liam Harmon. So Coach, in fact, said he would be seen sometime tonight. He's a 170-pound senior running back, so he's getting a chance.
When you have a run-heavy team, you kind of rotate that, keep them fresh after a couple drives, give them a break. And so number 14, Liam's going to come in and run the ball a few times.
Yeah, a little bit of a warmer night, so that's a good idea to keep him fresh. So he's going to get the ball again. This time he's bottled up pretty well by the Massie defense. Off of the offensive right side, defensive left side, that's Elijah Grove that's going to make that stop pretty quick, and Brandon Updike finishes him off. So back to the line of scrimmage. Everything's signaled in. Everything is called from the line of scrimmage so they can get immediately back on and moving. They're going to be in a trips right, single receiver to the left. They look over to the sideline. Coach calls a play. He calls out the protection from there. So it looks like they might put this one in the air. The snap, actually, he's going to have a run to the left by the quarterback. He's met by two defenders, led by Keegan Lamb and Leighton Bell was your tacklers there.
Nice play there by the defense. Gang tackle, get him stop the run, and then here comes a swarm of the Falcons to stop them, and now set up a 4th down here around the 23-yard line there.
Yeah, and Coach didn't give me an idea. Coach Wiggins didn't tell me exactly what they are able to do in the kicking game, so it looks like they're going to go ahead and go for this. It's going to be
you're in no man's land. You might as well.
Trips right, single receiver left. They snap, but they look to the sideline, so they're going to get a play called here again, probably putting this in the air or another quarterback run. The snap, he sets, single receiver to the left.
Wow, good
nice
play defensively. Nice play there.
I would say that is a fantastic play by Tristan Trampler.
Timing was great there to get that hand up, break up the pass, and now they've turned it over on downs.
So that's I just want to make sure everybody understands this. That is a freshman, which Clinton-Massie lists him at 5'10", 145, so we know he's really 5'8", 130. And that's okay. That's okay. Every coach does it against a 6'3", 200-pound senior, wow. And he just simply said, nah, not my house.
That's what we do. That's nice what play. We do when we go to the doctor. My wife said, EJ, you're not 200 pounds. Just identify as a 165-pound male.
I think that's what you said on your photo ID for the driver's license as well. So goes to Logan Chesser. He spins one move, but he's going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage and driven back by another yard. So just up front, it's a no-go at this point. So Clinton-Massie being met head-on by a very, very tough front seven for the Stallions. At some point as this quarter ends, you've got to bring them over and talk to them and say, hey, do we need to change it up just a little bit? Is there something else that we can do? Can we give them any protection? And see, here's the thing about not having a lot of experience passing, your offensive line doesn't work a lot on pass blocking. So if you just want them all of a sudden to start pass blocking, it doesn't work like that. And anybody that's coached any level of football knows you can't just snap your fingers and all of a sudden turn on the offensive pass blocking. So as we go to our sponsors, how about our friends at Sam's Meat? I just have to send a shout out yet again. Coming through last week, 5 pounds of bacon as we went through the lottery. It was a great time, and we got that person set up. So we appreciate you.
She get her bacon?
We got her hooked up with
awesome.
Sherry. She's going to take care of business for us. So Sam's Meats, stop by Sam's Meats in Wilmington. Support a locally owned and operated business. You'll find fresh chicken, pork, and beef. Dine in and carry out and enjoy hot homemade meals on the bar and grill items. Sam's Meats also offers catering, party trays, and homemade desserts. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. and 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturday. They are also hiring. Apply for a full or part-time position today. Mark Lamb, if you need a little extra money, Sam's Meats is hiring. I get the thumbs up.
I'd love it. I'd work there just to eat the bacon.
I'm telling you, if you got a free pound of bacon at the end of every shift, like you do at Chipotle, or
don't start that. You might have 20 people there.
Yeah. Keegan Lamb looks like second man through. He's not able to even fake the handoff to the fullback because he was driven back into the backfield, and that's just a little bit of will on the side of the Stallions there. They're just pushing their way around.
They truly are Stallions, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah, they look like horses, that's for sure right now. So offensive line has to step up here. There's an absolute need to get a little push up front.
But every one of those defenders, they're thick, but they're not carrying a lot of fat. So kudos to their conditioning coach and all those, because they are just a big group of fellas down there that are big, muscular, and quick to the ball.
Yeah, there's no baby fat on it. It's definitely stout. Shulaw comes and blitzes. This time the pitch goes to Phipps, and Phipps is able to get a positive yards there at the 30-yard line. So the pitch worked that time. Again, I will say this, good sportsmanship on both sides, and we like to see that. This is high school football. It's about pride for your schools, but, when you help a guy out, that's what it's all about. I can appreciate that from both sides.
Be competitive, be big, be fast, be aggressive, but at the end of the day, keep the sportsmanship. Yeah. Let your play speak for you on the field.
That's right, exactly. Let the play speak for you on the field. I think that's a good word. So we appreciate both sides doing the right thing so far.
And you know Massey's frustrated.
Yeah.
This is not what they're used to, and they're just ready for a big win. So they're frustrated already. So way to keep their composure thus far in the game.
Kick by Keegan Lamb. It's at the 40-yard line. It's going to roll just a little bit. I would like to know, you gave me a segue, EJ, so I'm just going to go down this road. We need to make sure as a community, the Clinton-Massie community, and I'm very proud of our community 99.9% of the time, we need to make sure we're supporting these coaches as well, players and coaches. I know the players are supported by their parents and other parents, but, ladies and gentlemen, we are coming off a state championship.
Yes.
And obviously with 25 seniors, this team's going to be a little bit different than this been the last couple of years.
Right.
And we need to make sure we're supporting those coaches and maybe not sharing all of our thoughts on what they could do
They don't
better.
need our help.
Exactly.
They've done this before.
So,
they've won. They'll win again, and they'll win this year. But you're spot on.
And a great group of guys. So
defense, guys.
Nice play by 44. That's Elijah Grow that's
Way
putting
to go,
him in the
Elijah.
backfield.
Way to get aggressive. And, Matt, let me piggy that for just a moment. Winning cures all ills, right? And sometimes when you're losing, and the fans are frustrated, the parents, the players, obviously coaches, but they'll get it. They'll turn this ship, and you're going to see them, if not this year, they'll turn this ship around. So hang with them. It's Massie. I trust what they're doing. I trust the system.
Elijah Grove, that's fifth in the stat department for tackles for Clinton-Massie. He's coming up big with a tackle for loss there, a loss of 4 yards. The snap, the pass.
Nice
it's batted
deflection.
down. That's by Brighton Rodman is able to bat that ball down. So that's going to be a 3rd and 14 is going to be your setup here on this 3rd down play, which is going to be resting at the 35-yard
okay,
line.
I'm liking the
left.
intensity of Brighton Rodman there. Get your hand up. I really love the intensity there of these guys.
Look at Coach Rolfe. If you're going to have intensity, you're going to be off of that coach's intensity right there.
That's
so
right.
They're excited. Nickel set up for the defense, 5 defensive backfield. In fact, a dime package is in there right now. So you've got 5 guys up front. You've got, it looks like, Updike and Brighton Rodman, and I bet Leighton Bell's there somewhere in the middle. Yep, absolutely. So they're expecting pass. They give them a run, and unfortunately, they bring him down. That's Brandon Updike with the
big tackle.
Yeah, big tackle right there.
Green grass, and that is fundamentals. Hey, this was set up by Elijah Grove when he get in the backfield 4-yard loss. And then they just kind of got on that. Now, hey, if we can capitalize, make our offense do something, good defensive front there.
I want to give credit to Coach Rolfe on that one. I know Coach Rolfe is smart enough to know that he just baited them into running on 3rd and 14.
Yeah.
He baited them by putting a 5-man front up there, and then Brandon Updike
he
comes up.
made the tackle.
Yes, he did.
Big
tackle there. Almost blocked. Brady Russell, fair catch.
Smart. He had him kind of coming down on him, so good play there by Brady Russell.
Again, a little bit of sportsmanship, just hands the long snapper the ball, says, here you go, take it back to the sideline. So I like what I'm seeing as far as just let's play the game, let's have fun.
So here's where we're at. We're staying at every single game. We're in every game. Our defense is keeping us, some young guys on offense, kind of figuring it out as we go, but we need something to click right here. In this drive, we need something to kind of get us going here, get us motivated on offense, because I think our defense is playing up tonight.
Yeah, defense is playing lights out. 9:06 left. If you're just joining us, a turnover caused a short field for the Stallions. They have a 7-0 lead right now. Clinton-Massie with an offense that's been struggling so far, has been on the field quite a bit already, but just can't find their way. So the pitch off to the right-hand side. Logan Chester makes a run for it, and maybe that's the best play of the night. So that's going to be, looks like an 8-yard gain on 1st down. It looked like the pitch to the outside. Yeah. Nice run.
Sometimes you do that. You just said, let's get our speed out in the open. Yeah. So Logan's fast. You pitch it. We've seen that a lot last year with our running backs. Out of Van Hoos, could get to that end. So he got the end, got about 7-8 yards, and sometimes you just got to get out there in space. So good play there by Logan to get that end.
Yeah, and what you have, what speed makes up for is maybe somebody that's not at the perfect angle in their block, but they can set up a block with speed. So offensive line comes out. They're going to be overload to the left, tight end to the right, double slot is your look, single back behind Keegan Lamb, single receiver to the left. The snap that goes to Brody Clutter. He tries to find an opening, but he is met immediately by number 32 for defense, and he is Ty Newbert, 6'3", 250-pound sophomore.
Yeah, and he's got a couple years left. Old Ty does. And you see part of that big Stallion defensive line. They're living up to their name tonight. Now, hey, we can make this 3rd and 1. We can convert this, guys.
3rd and 1. So you're thinking option look. You're thinking something that's somewhat deceptive. Try to get him to key in on the fullback and see if Keegan Lamb can pull it and get a few yards here. So double slot is your look. Single receiver to the left with just Ty Phipps. Keegan Lamb snaps the ball. He goes forward with
should be good enough push,
He goes forward with a quarterback sneak, and that's going to be a 1st down. That'll be the first down by the Clinton-Massie offense, and we want to celebrate that with WZAA radio. There is even more time to love, or even more to love about your favorite radio station, WZAA 106.9. We have recently collaborated with Destination Outlets and Okta to create an elevated hospitality experience. Enjoy live concerts, dining, and of course shopping. Make sure you visit the new WZAA 106.9 at Destination Outlets Studios.
That's right. Nice push, guys. Let's go. Let's keep that Massie push going.
The trap,
nice.
the snap. Nolan Phipps gets the carry. He's met back at the line of scrimmage, about a half-yard game there.
They're biting on those fakes, but their backs are good enough, fast enough to catch up with us. But, we're getting a little push there. And you hope that you can wear down that defensive line is your hope throughout the game, kind of like we did with Fenwick, and maybe set up for some more yards in the second half and the second, obviously right now.
It just looks like they're in the backfield before the exchange happens.
Yeah, they've been on that. Yeah, but
so it feels,
you're over aggressive sometimes. That'll come back to bite you.
A snap count's got to be changed.
Come on, Logan, hit that.
Goes in,
nice.
He finds the opening, pushes
nice.
him off by one person, gets down. That's going to be a first down. Off the right-hand side of the offensive line, leading that charge is Owen Trick, number 55, a college-committed right tackle. So we're able to get a first down and move the chains for the second time this series.
Owen Trick said, here's a treat for you, and he set up a block right there.
There we go. We're 1-1 at this point.
How about the new see, my brother Mark, the cameraman tonight, I saw this my whole life watching Brendan. He'd have a camera, so he kind of has to feel like he's at home when he videotapes the son playing football and basketball. So he's a natural at this cameraman. We miss Corey, though. Shout out, Corey.
Double slot look. He goes to Brody Clutter, but unfortunately he's met immediately at the line of scrimmage. So they are taking away the fullback. And you've heard us say it from this broadcast, if you've listened to even one other time, Coach McSorley's offense is based on the fullback. The fullback has to eat. If the fullback gets taken away, the rest of the offense struggles. And that's exactly what the Stallions have decided to do. Your fullback is not going to run on us.
But they are biting on the fullback fakes. So you got to do it whether you're getting 1 yard or 10 yards to keep it honest, and then pull that back out, pitch it to the end, and get some green grass there. So, hey, second and long, we got a good drive and converted a couple first downs. Let's keep that momentum going.
Wishbone backfield. Keegan Lamb. It goes to Nolan Phipps. With a nice run, he breaks through. 2 tacklers are pushed down by Nolan Phipps.
He hit number 1 there, that defensive back, and said, hey, I'm not done here.
Spearheaded him right through the defensive backfield.
Let's get this momentum going.
And that's a freshman, ladies and gentlemen. Number 35 for Clinton-Massie is Nolan Phipps. Nice job, nice run on that particular play. He is listed at 5'10", 190, correct.
Wow.
So that's Nolan Phipps. Number 35, you're going to see him for quite a while.
The future is now.
Massey uniform. So
that's the truth with Massey right now.
Back on their heels just a little bit are the Stallions, as you see a few hands on hips.
Guys.
A few concerns there on the defensive line side. So Keegan Lamb wipes his hands, gets a fresh set.
Little movement there. They're excited.
False start. That was by the fullback there. Yep. So, unfortunately, that's the kind of conversation that's been going on since the scrimmage. You can't get off schedule, and first and
fumble,
15 puts you off
then
schedule.
Later, you get a penalty when you got some good momentum. So I'm sure he's kicking himself. I'm sure he'll get an earful, and we got to correct that, and let's keep this momentum going. You need a big play after that, kind of keep it rolling.
But I believe what Keegan was trying to do is just change the snap count up, because these defensive linemen are just teeing off on a first sound snap count.
Come on.
Over to the right-hand side. He finds an opening. He pushes off one defender. He goes down at the 27-yard line. So another successful run by Logan Chester. Jumps back up, gets the ball back to the ref, and they're going to reset this with, I'd say, like you said, a big play after a penalty, and that's exactly what they got.
And if you're taking away our middle, hey, let's see if we can get around the end. Right there, some good blocking on the end. Logan capitalizes on it, gets a 13-yard run. Nice play. Nice play, Logan.
Until they stop and until they change it, you might as well keep going to it. So
but they're biting on that middle.
Yeah,
so.
they want to stop the fullback, and they want to establish dominance in the middle, which at this point they've done. So Brody Clutter sets up with Nolan Phipps and Gavin Hunter in the backfield. The snap goes to Hunter.
Go, baby.
He finds a wall of defenders, but he's going to lean forward. That's a hard push by Gavin Hunter. That's the guy that you've talked about before.
Gritty.
When you put work in the weight room, that's where you get a couple first downs there.
Gavin reminds me of Fredericks a few years ago. That was
Robbie
real gritty.
Robbie Fredericks.
That's who it was.
Yep.
He reminds me of him, and one of these times he's going to get a 20-yarder.
Yeah.
And just keep going. The motor doesn't stop.
That's right.
And I like his running. I like his attitude on the field. Here we go.
Yeah, and a timeout by the St. Francis
might be a little tired.
Stallions. So we're going to go to our sponsors, Campus Nation. Fans, Campus Nation is excited to bring you coverage of both reigning state high school football champions, the Clinton-Massie Falcons, and reigning National Collegiate Club football champions, the Ohio State University. Become an official sponsor of the 2022 football season by contacting Rick Phillips at 937-527-6674. Again, 937-527-6674. As always, thank you for tuning in to stay up to date on all our broadcasts upcoming in archive. Make sure you like the Facebook page of Campus Nation and subscribe to our YouTube channel. How about Destination Outlets? The second annual, EJ, World Pumpkin Pie Eating Championship is back. And no, Mark Lamb did not win it last year at Destination Outlets. Will competitive eater Joey Chestnut take home the title again in 2020? He is. Find out on Sunday, October 9th at 1 p.m. That's Destination Outlets. It's October 9th at 1 p.m.
Is that a Sunday?
That's a Sunday
so I need to book it out of church.
Sunday at 1, yes. That's going to be a fun time right there.
Ladies and gentlemen, I got pumpkin pie to eat.
I know the pastor. I can tell him to cut it short. So here we go. Looks like a wishbone backfield. Overload is to the right-hand side this time. Ty Phipps is your single receiver. Gavin Hunter gets it again. He's tripped up.
Yeah, a little dive forward, but not much there.
Yeah, underneath that pile is number 28 for the Stallions, and that is Jonathan Moss, 6'1", 220 senior, that kind of just undercut the offensive lineman there and made the play in the offensive backfield. So going just for about a half yard. It's going to be second and 9 or second and almost 10.
Yeah. Wishbone is
in your backfield. Brody Clutter, Nolan Phipps, Gavin Hunter. Off the left-hand side is Brady Russell, your single receiver. The call's being made by Keegan Lamb. The snap. The fullback.
He's trying to pull it.
He's trying to pull it, but he ends up giving it to Brody Clutter for a gain of about 2 yards, a hard charging 2 yards.
You know, and I think the coach for DeSales said, hold on, we're getting winded. Our defensive line's getting pushed around for the first time. Let's call it good coaching move.
It was a good timeout.
Let's get a break. Let's get our breath back, and let's be aggressive again. So hopefully Massie has something to counter that. Maybe Logan can get around the end here. But good timeout for them. Let's convert this, though. I think we're in 2-down territory or, possibly field goal territory as well.
Yeah, Coach Wiggins is a 97 grad of St. Francis DeSales, and he is in his 16th year as head coach. His father actually was the head coach for 19 years, and he was the D coordinator for his father. So a great tradition there in the Wiggins family.
Come
off
on,
the right-hand side. This time they've sniffed it out, and they make that play behind the line of scrimmage.
Val had that seam, but they closed that seam that he had and hit him pretty hard. Logan's a tough sophomore, fast, just a split second from having that hole there. So 4th down, what do you do here?
You're going to kick. So, McGinnis comes in for the field goal try.
So no reddish, orange-colored cleats tonight.
No, I think he got mad at you for talking about
them
too much.
Dude, those were cool.
So I believe Nolan Phipps is your long snapper. Caden Zantini.
Here we go, guys.
The hold, the kick. It's up. It looks like it's good. That's a field goal completely
Money McGinnis
through the middle. So McGinnis puts a 3 spot on the board for Clinton-Massie, making it 7-3 after clearly their most successful drive of the game.
I like it. Ending with points is kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
Keeps you within a touchdown. Keeps you, hey, if we get a score, we're taking the lead. So that's a big deal. Now, I also think these kickers grow, so maybe just grew out of them, had to get a bigger size. But if that's the case, I'll buy them a pair of orange ones. So you heard me.
You heard it here. You heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. Yes.
I like those orange cleats. But, hey, the result's the same, and that's all that matters.
Yeah,
he made a nice kick there.
Yeah, Ian McGinnis getting points on the board. And like you said, it's very important that after that long drive that you can walk away with something on the scoreboard.
Big deal there. Nice playing, guys. Now this defense keep doing what they're doing. Try to stop them with 2 minutes left. And just go into the half or maybe get a quick possession back, but you got to take that as a victory.
7-3 is your score. Those of you just joining us, it's been a kind of a seesaw battle back and forth by the defenses. And until this last attempt or the last set of downs by Clinton-Massie, wasn't much moving on the offensive side. They were able to move the ball about 60 yards on that particular exchange, and then it ended with a 3-point field goal. So Ian McGinnis tees the ball up. It's very important to get good coverage right here because you don't want to give them any extra momentum with just 2 minutes left.
Nice
and a great
there,
high kick that's going to be caught at the 5-yard line. He does get ahead of steam. He's off the right-hand side, and the opening's there, except he's stopped by number 9, which is Brighton Rodman.
Yeah.
So Rodman takes him out of bounds, which is going to start their offensive series probably right about the 35-yard line.
I like Brighton getting over there. I like a guy who said, not only will I make a play on defense, but I'll give you a play on special teams, and we need a nice big stop here for the Falcons.
Yeah, people don't understand how much of this game comes down to special teams. It is a third of the game, whether it's field goal, extra points, punts.
It's all about yardage,
returns. You got to make sure. And coaches talked about that. Coach Wiggins said, we gave up field position last week and the week before way too much, and it definitely was the reason that they couldn't bring the win home. So Caruso back in the game. He fakes the run, and the ball stays in the hand of Garlock. Garlock's able to get a first down on first down, so he's going to move the chains, keep the ball. 157 left, 7-3 is your score, and you don't want to start giving up yardage now.
Shifty running back there. He's not run the ball a lot, but he can make a man miss, that's for sure.
2-by-2 set, single back in a pistol formation this time is Caruso. Now he sets up to the right side on this spread look.
Get in there, fellas.
The screen pass. And
nice.
Brighton Rodman makes a tackle behind the line of scrimmage. It's going to be a loss of 3 yards. That's a fantastic play by Brighton Rodman and Leighton Bell finishing him off.
Very nice play there, Rodman. Sniffing that out, being right where he needs to be.
They ran a tunnel screen, but there was no blocking in front of him, and Rodman didn't get lost in the shuffle and made that play behind the line of scrimmage. So it's going to be a tackle for loss on second, making it second down and 11, it looks like.
Right where he needed to be. Now he's over there on the left side of the defensive line. Nice play there to put him back, 2nd and 11.
Both the defensive ends have showed up mightily this game already. That's Brighton Rodman and Brendan Updike.
Yeah, very much so. Defense is playing a great game. Pickett.
Interception! Miles Thiegy with the interception, and he goes down immediately, so the ball will be down at the 40-yard line. That'll give Clinton-Massie one more chance with 51 seconds left. 7-3 is your score, but they're going to have some offensive snaps here before halftime.
The road to a comeback starts with 1 mile.
That's right.
Boom,
1
mile. Oh, my goodness.
Gotcha. I thought you were going to say.
That's not proper grammar, 1 mile, but it's miles.
Journey of 1,000 miles starts with the first pick, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so 51 seconds is your time on the clock. 7-3 is your score. The lead is by St. Francis DeSales. Brady Russell brings the play into Keegan Lamb, and they're going to set up in a double slot look with Lamb under center.
58-yard field with, is that 51 seconds left?
Yep.
Let's see what we'll do here. They're going to pass.
A little screen, inside screen, a positive yardage play to Brady Russell. That's a good 4 yards. The clock's going to keep moving, but you definitely saw some positive yardage. Keegan Lamb holding his shoulder just a little bit there before, and they're going to get a timeout, it looks like, by Clinton-Massie. 43 seconds left. And while we have this timeout, we're going to go back to our last sponsor. That's, again, Campus Nation. Are your business looking to engage with the community? Being a sponsor of Campus Nation Broadcast is a great way to reach your target audience. We cover a variety of sports and skill levels, travel all around the Midwest for games. Advertising with us is a perfect choice. All packages can be completely customized. Reach out to Rick Phillips via the Campus Nation Facebook or Instagram page so we can create a plan for you today. If you're feeling your oats just a little bit, do you put the ball back in the area, Jay?
Why not? I mean, I think your defense is good enough. I mean, throw it up there, see if you can't get some kind of points. I like the leg of McGinnis if we can get close. But, again, I'm not the coach. That's why they pay me the big bucks to call the game, which is 0. I get to be a Monday morning quarterback, right?
Yeah, 39-yard field goal that was just completed by Ian McGinnis means that you can get back to the 28, maybe 29-yard line, because it had probably a yard or two left on it. The pitch goes to Logan Chesser. He sees a lane.
Logan, get out of bounds. He
does get out of bounds, so they're going to stop the clock there right across the line at the 50-yard line, and it's going to be actually at the 49, so you're going to have 3rd and about a yard before you can get a new set of downs. 35.5 is your time left on the clock.
Yeah, and I like that by Logan, smart enough to say, let me get this thing out of bounds, and gives you a little time. You still got time for a couple passes and a field goal, or maybe somebody can get in and hit pay dirt here before halftime.
I'm interested to see when they pull the the boot out, because they've run Logan Chesser on the pitch to the right-hand side every time. So when are they going to pull Keegan Lamb with the boot out? Unfortunately, that's not going to work. Brody Clutter has been met with a wall of defenders every single time. 28.9 seconds because a timeout, I believe, was called by Clinton-Massie. At least they stopped the clock. It's 4th down.
So here's our bright spot. You asked me earlier. I'm kind of seeing it now. Up the middle, we're struggling, but I tell you what, when you can get them out in space and some green grass, Logan's making some plays. A couple running backs getting around the end there. So 4th and 1 here. Let's see what we dial up.
So they are going to wind the clock there. It's 24 seconds, 23 seconds.
We're going to call this a half?
I think he's going to get it all the way down to just a few seconds, call a timeout, and then go for one last play, if I'm not mistaken.
Matt, remind me, what is DeSales? What is their state ranking right now? Is it Division III?
I think I'm not sure if they're a D2 school or D3 school, so they're actually going to let this go. They're going to let the clock wind down. I guess they were concerned about making a mistake late in the game or late in the half here. So 7-3 is your score. Clinton-Massie will have to kick the ball off to them in the second half because they did take the ball in the first half. So with your score 7-3, 20 minutes will be set up for us to have a nice halftime here. You're going to see the DeSales band, and then you're going to see the Clinton-Massie band. So EJ, before these bands get on the field, tell us a little bit. If you're the coach, you're walking into this halftime, you had a kind of an anemic performance on offense for at least a quarter and a half. All of a sudden you get a nice long drive, and you're left with a 7-3 score. I'm
totally optimistic, to be honest. I'm liking where, of course that first quarter they got us, but there's space there around the end. If we can get out in green grass, make a play. But if I'm McSorley, I'm pumping these guys up. Let's get our win here. Let's turn around the season right now. We can hang with these guys. We can make the plays. Let's limit the turnovers. And let's limit the false starts, things like that. But let's clean this game up, and we're in this, and we're going to get our first win,
Yeah, I don't think you would walk into that locker room dejected
because
you feel, hey, we can hang now. And now this is no, disrespect to the St. Francis DeSales, playing a good game, very strong front seven. Offense is still sputtering, as the coach mentioned through our interview earlier this week. But I think if you're Clinton-Massie, you're walking in saying, hey, these guys may be state ranked, these guys may be picked to finish in the top 4, top 8 in the state. But right now we're hanging with them, and we've got a chance to win this game, especially if the defense can come and pitch a shutout in the second half.
Yeah, absolutely.
A couple quick shout-outs. Watching from Seattle Airport, waiting to catch the red-eye back to Ohio. Go Falcons. That is our friend Cindy Running, longtime Clinton-Massie Falcon administrator. We appreciate everything Cindy did for the district, including athletic director for many years. She's given us a shout-out from Seattle. And watching from Lyle Lane in Oregonia, bring home a win, Massey. So we appreciate a couple shout-outs. If you'd like to send your shout-outs, feel free, 937-303-8069, 937-303-8069. And we are going to take just a moment or two break while we watch the DeSales band and then the Clinton-Massie band. We appreciate you joining us here on the Campus Nation YouTube station.
Selection tonight features DeSales dance team performing a song written by Gloria Stefan and Jennifer Lopez in 1999. Here is Let's Get Loud. hit party rock anthem. Senior Field Commander Connor Powers and Assistant Gabe Breger. The marching band is a six-time Ohio Music Educator State qualifier and is proud to present our competition show, Off the Rails. Tonight, we'll be performing Part 1 titled Get On Board and Part 2 Enjoying the Ride. Part 2 features senior soloist Luke Goodwin. The marching band dedicates this performance to Mike Doherty. The band family mourns the loss of a true champion for the band program. We thank Mike for his countless hours of dedication to the marching band program. His voice helped our program transform and grow, and we are forever thankful. Have your tickets ready, get on board, enjoy the ride as we go off the rails.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for that quick time out here. We appreciate you paying a lot of love out to the bands, both the DeSales band and the Clinton-Massie band. We're looking forward for the brand new uniforms of the band that is coming soon. Very excited about those. And we do want to send just our condolences to the Doherty family. Judge Doherty was a good man and a good supporter of Clinton-Massie, both the band and Clinton-Massie schools in general. Had a personal relationship with him. I thought he was a a very funny guy. We had a love for professional wrestling. Love to talk about that all the time. So it would be surely missed around here, and we definitely send prayers and thoughts to their family. Want to talk just for a second with our athletic director. This is Brian Carey. Brian Carey in his first year as director of athletics for Clinton-Massie local schools, coming to us from our good friends over across the way at East Clinton. So we appreciate you joining us, Brian. Brian, I just thought we'd bring for a few moments to the folks the opportunity of, hey, what's going on in Clinton-Massie athletics outside of the football?
Yeah, so we got golf is doing great right now. They're 30-6. Just came off a win actually of Alter. We also got soccer. Soccer, both teams haven't actually lost. So the boys team, I believe, is 4-0-3, and then we got the girls soccer who are doing great right now, also 6-0-1. So we got all of them doing great things right now for us. I think volleyball, that they're finally starting to get in a run. I believe right now they're on a 3-win streak.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. The Bethel Tate, Eastern, and I think one other win
they got somebody just yesterday. Fayetteville. Yep.
And then we have to talk about tennis, though. I mean, tennis is absolutely. Not only are they winning, they're dominating.
Yes,
absolutely dominating.
12-0, and honestly, they haven't really had much of a close match.
No.
So there's been one match. I believe it was 3-2.
That was 3-2, and the rest of them 5-0, 5-0, 5-0, 5-0. Yeah.
So they're doing absolutely amazing, and honestly, they're all sophomores. So I mean, you got sophomores. I think you got 2 juniors on there. So they're going to continue being good for the next couple of years.
Yeah, I know. I talked to Coach Kirby today. Has a lot of confidence in her number one that splits both ways. Addison Swope, I know, is one of those, and unfortunately, I apologize. I can't remember the name of the other sophomore girl that is leading the way at the number 1 slot as well. So, you know, in the fall, things are going well right now. In fact, across the board, pretty much you have to feel confident. What about our junior high sports, the 8th grade and 7th grade volleyball, as well as junior high football?
Man, football, they're absolutely dominating right now. So the 8th grade group, they're undefeated. 7th grade group's undefeated. I mean, we're talking 8th grade group. I think they beat 48-0 yesterday at Bethel Tate. So they're continuing to roll. Our volleyball girls, like I said, the whole program right now, they're coming along. They got a lot of strength going on. So we're hoping to continue to build that program up.
Yeah, one that doesn't get a lot of media attention is cross country. So cross country, we have one coach, Dean Richardson. I believe I talked to him this week sometime, and I want to say he was in his 27th year.
Yes, he's been here forever. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's a great guy too. So
yeah, he has both our junior high and our high school program, and has been doing that for quite a while. So I mean, what's our runners looking like? I know at the beginning of the year he said we're going to try to get our numbers up just a little bit. Came out of the summer a little lower than he wanted to be, but where's he resting right now?
Yeah, so our middle school numbers are great right now, so that's a good thing for the future.
Good.
They did really well over at Western Brown, and then they actually travel to Little Miami tomorrow.
Oh,
so
great.
We also got middle school golf that we got to talk about. Those kids, man, they're as good as our high school kids.
Oh, wow.
Right now. So I'm talking, I mean, you're shooting in low 40s to mid 40s as a middle school team.
Wow.
They're going to be something else to watch, those kids.
I have never shot mid to low 40s, and I'm a lot older than a middle schooler. So
yeah, they're fun to watch. Those kids have a lot of fun out there.
I know you mentioned that we just beat Alter. Talk a little bit about Steed pulling that out, and I believe the last hole, was it not?
Yep, he birdied the last hole, ended up being the medalist over there. I believe he shot even par, so he has continued. That kid is miraculous out there. I mean, he's been under par. He's broke the Clinton-Massie record this year already once on the 18 holes, and then the team actually tied the Clinton-Massie record. So,
and there's been a lot of successful golfers on the boys and girls side over the years for Clinton-Massie, and we have another sophomore, and I want to say, is the last name Goodwin, maybe? Goodwin, who is right nipping at the heels of Steed as well, as far as just scores and talent.
Yeah, those two, put those two together, and right there, I mean, you're talking low 40s, mid 30s every round. So there, that's a solid golf team.
And you've got a Connor Stoltz Sr. to try to give a little leadership, who had a couple real nice rounds at the beginning of the year. So golf is off to the races. Soccer, I got to watch a couple fun soccer games. You know, fortunately the ladies had a dominant performance of 9-2, and then the gentlemen took a 2-1 win, and it was a kind of nail biter to the end, but came up with 2 goals right there at the last few minutes. So excited exciting times here at Clinton-Massie Athletics. Tell us just a little bit about the enjoyment you've had of coming across the county.
Oh, I can't say better things about Clinton-Massie right now. So the parents, the kids, the community, everybody's great. I've never seen anything like it, and honestly, I hope that I never will have to ever see anything like it. So this place is just incredible, and I couldn't be happier to be here.
Well, we appreciate your time and effort so far. Appreciate you joining us tonight, and I know you've got work to do and other things to take care of, so thank you for your time, and we'll be talking to you real soon.
Yep, thank you for having me.
So Brian Carey there for us, Clinton-Massie Director of Athletics, joining us here at halftime to talk a little bit about Clinton-Massie Athletics in general and talk a little bit about his experience so far as the Clinton-Massie Director of Athletics. We appreciate you joining us again. Clinton-Massie is down by 4 points, 7-3, with 30 seconds about to run off the clock to start this second half. They will have to kick the ball off as they did receive the first half kickoff. So I think, like you said, if you're coming into the second half, you believe that you're able to stick with this team, and now you've got to prove it in this last 24 minutes of game time.
Yeah, we need a confidence booster here, and feels like a good night to do it. I like being back on the home field. I love our view from up here on the 50-yard line, and I hope these players enjoy being home and they can feel that momentum of the crowd, and it'll be enough to carry them over tonight.
Yeah, when you've been on the road for 3 straight weeks, it's great to be home and nice and comfortable now. So, Clinton-Massie is glad to be. This is not something you see every day. So we're going to switch sides here, ladies and gentlemen, as we catch this on film.
Yeah.
I have to tell this story since we got just a moment. So Clinton-Massie, my son played on a team with Coach Ledford as a freshman, and every second half he would start with the same trick play, and he would send his players on the wrong side on purpose and have the players talk it up and convince the other team that they need to go over there. We'd inbound the ball and just turn around and score. And so it was just
was this
in
fun. Basketball?
In basketball, yeah, it was fun, and it worked probably, I'd say, a good 60% of the time. So
how many coaches came against him and said, "Hey, your sportsmanship, man"?
No, none that I heard of. Luckily,
a
little pooch kick off to the right hand side. Yeah. It's down on the ground. Oh, almost picked up by Miles Thege. So
I like that backspin that kind of stopped it. Yeah.
That was a nice play by the kicker, Ian McGinnis, and Miles Thege almost recovers that ball. And I'll tell you what, like you said, EJ, if you feel good about your defense, you take that shot right there.
Yeah, and they're holding them back and doing a good job. So, hey, maybe try to get them off guard. That's something we don't do historically, is do those kind of. But, hey, it's still good field position, 32-yard line. Nothing wrong with
so
that.
They probably didn't plan for that in the week's practice, that's for sure. So, nice job by Clinton-Massie to pull something out of the cupboard here. Let's see what it can do in this second half as the Stallions start in a 2-by-2 look. Single running back to the right is Caruso. In motion goes number 21. But Garlock, he puts 2 or 3 spin moves on, but he's brought down pretty quickly by Gavin Hunter, the leading tackler for the Clinton-Massie Falcons. It's going to be a 2nd and 8 coming on this first series of offense for the Stallions in the second half.
Yeah, and good stop there by Massey. Set up a 2nd and long for him, and let's just keep holding them. I love our defensive intensity so far this game, so let's keep that up.
That starts with the coaching, and Coach Rolfe on that sideline. You could see him jumping up, getting excited, ready to go. Gavin Hunter knocks one of his defensive linemen over a couple gaps, gets ready. The blitz comes this time. There's an opening off the left-hand side, and he's off to the races. He steps out of bounds, and it's going to be out of bounds at about the 47-yard line. That's a first down run by Garlock, so just barely going out of bounds before he had green grass in front of him.
Yeah, and he's quick, he's shifty, and he's one of those guys that looks fast. He's running faster than he looks because he's so smooth.
Yeah.
But he gets the first down there, but unfortunately steps out of bounds.
You know, he reminds me of the young man, Brandon McDonald from Alter that year.
Okay.
Where he almost kind of looked slow. He's not slow by any means.
But he's so smooth.
Because he's so smooth, it looked like the strides
Yep.
were long. So, yeah, he kind of reminds me of that same thing. Motion again. This time to Caruso up the middle. He bounces off of one tackler. They bring him back down after a 1-yard gain. So it's going to be 2nd and 9 to set up at the 49-yard line. So Clinton-Massie is not giving up a lot of yardage on the inside, much similar to the Stallions on their defensive side.
Yeah, I like what Massey's doing. Kind of ran up there, didn't have anything. Bounced it, got a yard or two.
Coach Wiggins said, you know, Clinton-Massie is very known for their physical play, so they knew they were in for a slobber knocker tonight, and it looks like the defense has brought the wood so far. Right-hand side brings 3 receivers for the Stallions, 1 receiver to the left. Caruso gets the ball across the line, but Garlock keeps it, and he's off to the races. He's going to be all by himself down the left-hand sideline, 1 man to beat.
He's in.
Touchdown. So off the left-hand side with a wide open look, nothing but green grass in front of him. Somebody missed an assignment, unfortunately, would put the Garlock into the end zone. That's going to be his 6th touchdown for the year.
They were setting something up because he didn't run but 1 or 2 times that first half at all. And this time he's pulling in, and he's got some openings there around the end. Kind of the same thing we're looking for. So that you hate that, but Massie needs to answer here.
Second leading rusher on the team for a reason. So he takes the fake to Caruso off the left-hand side, and a 51-yard run ends in pay dirt for them. The kick, it's up, and it's good. So that's Bangert for the extra point, which is going to make 14-3 your score with 10:31. So unfortunately, not only did they get the score, but they got the score in just a minute and a half, leaving plenty of time on the clock for them to come back in this third quarter with more offensive possessions.
Yeah, you're down. You're definitely not out. If you're Massie, you need to answer here. I'm really upset you took banged it through, because now I can really not use that.
Right.
So
off the books.
Kudos
That's off
to
the
you,
books.
my man. But yeah, Massie's got time, and be nice to get some plays opened up here and march down and get 7. We need a touchdown here.
Cooper Carmack and Logan Chesser are your returners on this kickoff return that's going to be set up at the 40-yard line. Bangert, again, is going to be your kickoff specialist. So Clinton-Massie, as you said, has to answer here somewhere, because they can't just simply keep turning the ball over on offense to the offense of the Stallions, letting them have time of possession, and too many times where they can use Garlock or Caruso to find a seam, as he did on just that last play, and hit the end zone.
Yeah, it'd be nice to get some good field position here and get a good run back. How about we just take one to the house right here?
Kick by Bangert. It's going to push back to the 5-yard line. Chesser finds his opening in the middle, uses his speed to stay on the right-hand hash, and that's going to be to the 23-yard line. So Clinton-Massie gets a nice return there. That'd be about a 15-yard return as they set up on the right hash. It's going to be at the 22-yard line. They bring their offense back on the field, and we'll set up on 1st and 10 with 14-3 as your score, 10:26 left in the third quarter. As we start this second half, going left to right is your offense for Clinton-Massie on your TV screen.
One thing St. Francis is impressive is they're good in every aspect. Good kick coverage down there, pinning them deep, offensively, defensively. They're well coached, you can tell.
Yeah. Shout out to the kicker from last week, Derek Morris, the leg. He actually sent some love back to you and I, actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, through a friend of mine. They run for Clinton-Massie, stopped at the line of scrimmage. So he actually sent through a friend of mine some appreciation for the positive comments we said about his son. It was the father did. So we like to spread as much love as we can here on Campus Nation.
All these student athletes, they're out
Absolutely.
here giving it. And Derek, don't forget us when you're kicking for the Bengals or whoever it may be.
There you go.
Don't forget us.
Yeah. For some reason, I want to say he's going to kick for the Detroit Lions. I don't know why. I just feel like that's where he's going to land. So if years from now that comes true, you could say you heard it here first.
Yeah, Money McPherson may be with the Bengals about 12 more years.
Hope so. This time, Massie sets up in their double slot look, single receiver to the right-hand side. That's Ty Phipps. Motion goes for Logan Chesser. The fullback is nothing there, and Keegan Lamb gets taken down.
And heads up, just keeping their assignment. You see there number 28, which do I have 28 in front of me? I don't know if I do, but he kept his assignment. He said, you're to stay on the quarterback, and he did. And a good play there. Good defense.
Jonathan Moss is that gentleman.
Yeah, stayed there. You got Keegan, stayed in his lane and tackled there, and set up a 3rd and long now for the Falcons.
Yeah, their lane integrity has been excellent.
Yeah.
I mean, they're
well
not
coached.
giving up the outside. Just a Chesser and not on the option. This time, Keegan Lamb turns to Brody Clutter, calls the play. Chesser goes in, snaps.
Well, they got him. A little movement there by the Falcons, I believe.
False start against the offense. It looks like they were a little off in their timing there because Logan Chesser started a little early. Anytime that it looks like Keegan Lamb's trying to go on a different snap count, there seems to be a little bit of snafu there. So they're going to set up on the 20-yard line behind the schedule again. So it's 3rd and 13 this time. You would expect them to air it out with Ty Phipps coming back into the game. You're going to ask this offensive line, who's used to just flat backs and running downhill to do a little pass blocking here, it looks like.
Yeah, a little 3rd and long situation here. Kind of bring out the playbook, see what we got.
You're pinning your ears back if you're the Stallions, and the ball sails over the head of Brody Clutter. That's going to bring up a 4th down and 13 as Keegan Lamb goes down. Yeah, pretty hard. He comes up kind of holding that right arm limp, but hopefully he'll be ready to go for this kick, this punt. Bringing in the punt team is Clinton-Massie. So not a good offensive series there. Not only did you have a penalty, couldn't get a lot of movement. In fact, you're starting a couple yards behind where you were able to return the ball.
Yeah. Now we got to kind of pin ourselves deep here, and they're going to flip the field and looking to get the ball on the Massey side of the field here.
Yeah, the returner set up at the 49-yard line. The kick's going to go right to the 47. It's going to bounce backwards. A nice bounce back towards the Stallion side of the field, so it's going to be on the 49-yard line. So that coach talked about field position, and that's unfortunately being won here by the Stallions. But you know what you can also win is a good meal from Sam's Meats. Because stop by Sam's Meats in Wilmington to support a locally owned and operated business. You'll find fresh chicken, pork, and beef. Dine in or carry out and enjoy hot handmade bar meals and grill items. Sam's Meats also offers catering, party trays, and homemade desserts. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. and 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturday. They are also hiring. Apply for a full-time or part-time position today. That's Sam's Meats.
And kudos to Gold Star for throwing a few cheese conies our way up here.
Yes, we do appreciate that. Garlock with the pass.
Ooh, almost
tripped up and out of bounds goes number 16, and that is Antonio Armistead, a 5'10", 165 junior, makes the catch, turns upfield, and gets a first down. Makes first down yardage on that catch, so it's going to be at the 39-yard line that they set up with 1st and 10.
Yeah, nice play there by Antonio Armistead. Nice name.
Yeah.
That'd sound like good on a pro team right there.
We do want to say thank you to Gold Star, as EJ said, for filling our upstairs here with the smell of cheese conies.
Yeah, I had a cheese coney. It was delicious.
Armistead could get the ball, but they pull it from Garlock. He goes underneath. About an 8-yard gain is what it's going to be before Gavin Hunter brings him down along with Keegan Lamb. Again, Keegan Lamb, playing both sides of the ball. Gavin Hunter's played in both sides of the ball, kind of on and off. Last week we saw Leighton Bell have to come in the entire second half in the fullback position. So, unlike most Massey's teams, you're seeing people on both sides of the ball.
And you don't want Massey to get wore out. They've really had the time of possession here on the St. Francis side. So kind of a humid night, cool but a little humid. So tough night to stay on the field that long.
Garlock with the snap. Caruso opening on the left-hand side. He's able to keep running even after he's held up by Leighton Bell, but the rest of the team comes in to take him down after a first down run.
Yeah.
So this time they're just kind of chewing the fat a little bit off that left-hand side. Nice job by Caruso to keep his legs pumping. Garlock with the offensive play call from the line of scrimmage from his coaches. 2 receivers to the right, 2 receivers to the left. Single running back is Caruso. The snap. He sets up the pass. It's going to be a screen inside, but the play is met by Leighton Bell. Leighton Bell brings down, and as we have this short amount of time to reset, we're going to send a couple shout-outs. Shout-out to Shelly Bailey, band alumni there at Waynesville. Halftime is Madison 6, Waynesville 20 from our friend Shelly Bailey over there. So Clinton-Massie sets up this time at the 25-yard line for defense. Need a big play on defense. Stopping here would be helpful to kill the momentum of the Stallions. Caruso off the right-hand side of Garlock. In motion goes number 21. He sets up on the right side of the field, trips right, single receiver to the left. This time taken down in the backfield. You're blitzing Brighton Rodman.
Nice play.
And we should give some love to Brighton Rodman because I believe Scott Rodman is sending a shout-out. This week he's in Taiwan. That's Brighton Rodman's grandson.
Hey.
So right now I'm sure he's saying, yeah, grandson. Nice job on that sack from Taiwan.
Sitting there in a little low main, watch his grandson get after it.
Shout-out to Brody Green and the rest of the Falcons from his aunt and uncle in Mobile, Alabama.
Rodman's motor, it reminds me of a basketball player by the name of Rodman who had a motor that was incredible.
He had an unbelievable motor.
Love him or hate him, he had an incredible motor.
Bad hair, but other than that, he was a nice player. So the snap this time to Garlock. The shovel pass underneath. One stiff arm makes him miss, but he goes down after a 3-yard gain. Some more shout-outs here. It looks like Ann Rodman sending a shout-out from Louisville, Kentucky, watching my grandson Brighton Rodman
and the Cardinals
make some
are playing
great
too right
plays.
Now.
Go Falcons. Connor Combs and Susan Lloyd, class of 04, watching from the Combs Large Cattle Farm in beautiful Greene County. Go Massey and eat more beef.
I like that Greene County.
Yeah. And I like some good steak. There's nothing wrong with that either if they want to see a little more beef. Yeah.
Nothing like a big ribeye.
Left-hand side sees 3 receivers. Garlock lets it
Nice
fly this
throw.
time. He's going to overthrow.
Little overthrows in there.
Off the right-hand side.
And I think that's the issue with predominantly running games. When you go to throw, you're not in sync. You don't throw 25 times a game. So you're kind of out of sync there. So he just overthrew it, but he was open by a step, but couldn't convert. So it looks like we may see a possible field goal.
Turnover
that was
on
fourth down.
Yeah,
I apologize.
Turnover on down. So that's a great play
Okay.
by the defense and
Let's
an
go.
overthrow by the offense. So
Very
Groovy
nice.
Dog Tie-Dye watching from the Morrow Arts Center in Morrow, Ohio. We appreciate that, Groovy Tie-Dye.
Well, Arts Center, do you got your cell phone out watching during
I
a
hope
ballet
so, yeah.
performance or something?
No, I believe that's where they have the sales. They've got the setup of different
Because, I wouldn't be that
stores.
guy at a,
Oh, of course you wouldn't be watching football at the ballet. Yeah.
Performing Arts Center. Let's go, Falcons.
Pitch off to the right-hand side as Logan Chester. He finds a little opening, but he's going to be swallowed pretty quickly after
They're
about a yard
adjusting
and
for
a half
that. They
gain.
said, watch that pitch outside of Chester.
Carter Franks, Graham, and Graham's here
Hey.
at Clinton-Massie cheering on the boys.
Oh, they're here.
Go Falcons, absolutely. Shout out to cheerleader Sammy Brown from Fairborn Memes, and you know who it is, Bookie.
Bookie.
Appreciate you joining us, Memes and Bookie. And how about Greg?
They're faithful followers
Yes,
of
they
Campus
are.
Nation.
Greg
Clinton-Massie football.
Spannell and Will Harner, Massey class of 97, checking in from Middletown. We are currently trying to move a washer up from the basement, but we need some Massey boys to help. So there you go.
Gentlemen, time to get over. Is it Middletown?
Wishbone.
That middle's just been so hard to penetrate.
Yeah,
so
that
hard
just-
tonight.
Yeah, you don't see the blue of the offensive line pushing the white back. The white is actually just stalemating them right at the line of scrimmage. So, I mean, it's a great defensive front. It's a large defensive front. It's an athletic defensive front. And you saw it last week, too, against Fenwick. Their front 5 was impressive.
And they were stout.
Yeah,
they were stout. Just a
impressive.
lot like this. Number 6, and that is Cameron Gwynn, 6'4", 240. That guy's got some beef, and he's a lot of muscle.
Yeah,
he's a lot of muscle.
He's getting some college conversations.
I walked
Coach
past
said.
him as I was coming in to the game, and I thought, man, you got some big fellas on this team.
3:30 left, 14-3 is your score. Clinton-Massie down by 11. The snap.
And there's Cameron Gwynn again.
Yeah, Gwynn just sniffed that out and said, no, I'm too tall and too strong and too fast for you to ISO boot me. So Keegan Lamb goes down with a loss of about 5 yards on that play.
Yeah.
Another shout out here. We're hey guys, we're every week Clinton-Massie viewer and fan. So tonight the picture we're receiving is terrible. Not sure why. Thought you should know.
Who signed that?
Yeah, I don't know that. Yeah, Todd and Nancy. I don't know. I don't know if that's a shot. Is that a shot at you, Mark? Is that is that bad camera work? I don't think you heard that. Yeah. So.
I think there might be some young men was going to possibly call in and text in.
We want to say we appreciate Mark filling in here. So I think they were giving you they were letting you know that the picture they're receiving is a little rough. That might be more on the technology side than the camera work side.
Maybe the buffering screen.
Yeah, there's buffering or so. So let's go blue from the Shockleys. We appreciate those shout-outs. And as we have just a timeout here, we're going to go back to WZAA. There is now even more to love about your favorite radio station, WZAA 106.9 LPFM. We have recently collaborated with Destination Outlets and Okta to create an elevated hospitality experience. Enjoy live concerts, contests, dining, and, of course, shopping. Make sure to visit the new WZAA 106.9 at Destination Outlet Studios, where our crew broadcasts talk shows, prepares music streams, creates commercials, and more. We look forward to seeing you. Clinton-Massie with the punt. It's going to be punted from the 11-yard line. This time it's low and it bounces. Number 1 gets it. He weaves through a couple tacklers for Clinton-Massie, but he's going to be stopped very similarly to where he started at the last time, about the 48-yard line.
Yeah, within a yard of it last punt. So St. Francis getting a very small field to work with here, just a little bit over a 50-yard field, so they capitalize. They want to capitalize on this, but if you're Massey, you really need to stop as it's getting down to 2:45 in the third. You really can't, with the offensive struggles, you can't give up a 3-touchdown lead here by any means, so you really need to stop.
Pikarsik is the gentleman that made that return, as he's done all night long. So 2 receivers to the right, 2 receivers to the left, single Running back behind the line of scrimmage is Caruso. Garlock puts one man in motion, gets the snap. This time he gives it, and that's going to be an open lane with Tristan Trampler diving for his feet. Misses him. Miles Thege's going to take him out of bounds with a first down run on first down. So that's an 11-yard gain. They're going to give him off the left-hand side, the jet sweep.
Good blocking there by the receivers, setting that up for the big gain there.
Yeah, actually, they call it 9 yards, so it's going to be second down and 1. So right now, there a lot of things working for the offense of the Stallions.
They look composed and like they're just kind of rolling right now.
Trips right, single receiver to the left. That's the senior, number 85. An opening up the middle, wide opening, and he's able to get the first down run, an additional 3 yards on top of that.
In a good offensive rhythm, one opens up the other. If I open around the end, it might open up the middle the next play, and then the next play around the end. So they're finding the rhythm offensively, and this quarterback's impressive, very shifty runner, and he just seems totally composed in this drive right now.
Yeah, getting the calls from the sideline. He's echoing those calls to the offensive line and making the right calls over the coaches at this point. So 2 receivers to the left, 2 receivers to the right. Caruso behind Garlock. They set up after they get the call from the offense. The coach on the sideline puts one man in motion. That's number 21. Goes to Caruso this time. With the offensive line making some push up front, you can see 4 white jerseys off that right-hand side that have moved the ball at least 4 to 5 yards each time. So Clinton-Massie's got to be able to answer up front first and then stop the side-to-side after that.
Yeah, and they're just getting 5-6 yard chunks right now and finding their rhythm with about 1:43 left here on the clock in the third period.
And the defense has been on the field.
Tired, yeah.
Quite a bit of time here. So, again, looking over to the sideline is Garlock and Caruso.
They wait on the defense. Once they get that, they get the final play to call.
And if they're smart, just to eat up as much time as possible, they're going to kind of let this play clock go down as far as they go. Watch that back judge's hand. Garlock just taking the ball off the right-hand side.
Wow.
A simple running play, but it looks like there's going to be possibly a holding call because there was a flag that came out immediately off that right-hand side.
Yeah, that may be coming back, but, man, you see how quick he is get around that end and make that play downfield. So that's coming back.
Holding on the Stallions, that'll bring them back as they set up, be close to around the 40-yard line.
You take him, who's full composure right now with the Massey defense is getting tired, and it's setting up for a difficult drive for the Falcons. So you take a moment like this and try to capitalize and get that ball back while you can and give that defense a break to kind of get their bearings here.
Yeah, there's been a turnover by both teams. Unfortunately, the turnover by Massey put them within the 20-yard line of the end zone, and then the turnover was a kind of end of the quarter going into the halftime interception by Miles Thege. Nice play. They're going to need another turnover. The shuffle pass finds an opening. Caruso taking out 2 or 3 guys and some rough tackling there. So about 5 guys missed Caruso. A spin at the last minute there adds another 6 or 7 yards. He almost kind of created something out of nothing there. He got hit in the backfield twice. And we talked about this last week, maybe a little baby oil on those pants because he looks slippery or just some tackling woes at this point because everybody's so tired.
Still got a 3rd and long, though. If you can stop them here, maybe get a turnover or a big stop here would be huge.
3rd and 8. The throw. This time the catch.
Nice
actually plays Brady Russell makes the play.
Good throw.
Knocks the ball down, which is going to create a 4th down and 7. So nice play by both the corners. Tristan Trampler had one earlier in the game, that one by Brady Russell. So this time they're going to bring in – so they're making a change to a kicking group. The question is, are they going to try a field goal from here?
Wow,
yes, they
impressive.
are. This is a punt. Okay, I was going to say, wow, that's.
They got the leg this week.
I appreciate the tenacity there if you're going for that. So they're going to.
Hey, good job for the Falcons making a stop.
Punt this ball probably around the 47, 48-yard line. The kick off the right-hand side looks like it's going to bounce and go out of bounds.
Little backspin.
Yeah, actually, we'll take that because it's going to backspin to the 20-yard line. So, nice play. It's going to be about a 20-yard gain for them on the defensive side of the ball. So the offense is going to set up at the 20-yard line. Nice punt and kind of what you wanted to see in the field position game at this point.
Yeah, it is. And one thing that if you've watched the last 3 games with Massey, there's a point you think, well, they're going to be out of it. This is going to be it. They come back. This would be a good moment to get that momentum back. And you just got to reach way down and try to find something that works here offensively and get the crowd back in it, get that home field advantage back.
Motion by Chesser. The counter play this time goes back to the wing back on the other side. So a flag.
He kind of maybe tossed them down pretty hard there.
Yeah, I'd say that was probably a little uncalled for. And I will credit both teams up to this point. They've been nothing but sportsmanlike. So, unfortunately, that results in a penalty against the Stallions. That's going to move the ball. The best movement we've seen out of the ball from the offensive side this second half in their second possession. So, Clinton-Massie's going to walk that one off.
Yeah, motion's got the best of him. Kind of threw him down pretty hard there.
Watching from North Carolina, and they say the picture's great there, so we appreciate Campus Nation. Let's go, Massey. And that looks like it's Annette Rowe. So we appreciate Annette Rowe checking us out.
That's a Massey first down.
Go Falcons from Jace Griffin Wallace, class of 1995, and James Stone, class of 1989, alumni from Sabine, Ohio. Go Blue.
All right. Got some Massey faithful watching.
Absolutely. So going into this fourth quarter, we're going to hit our couple sponsors here. How about Campus Nation? Fans, Campus Nation excited to bring you coverage of both reigning state high school football champion Clinton-Massie Falcons and the reigning National Collegiate Club football champions, the Ohio State University. Become an official sponsor of the 2022 football season by contacting Rick Phillips at 937-527-6674. As always, thank you for tuning in. To stay up to date on all of our broadcasts, upcoming and archive, make sure to like the Campus Nation Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Destination Outlets, the second annual World Pumpkin Pie Eating Championship is back.
Joey Chestnut.
At Destination Outlets, will competitor eater Joey Chestnut take home the title again in 2022? Find out Sunday, October 9th at 1 p.m. Campus Nation.
I'm guessing Joey Chestnut's going to take it.
Are you a business owner looking to engage with the community? Being a sponsor of Campus Nation Broadcast is a great way to reach your target audience. We cover a variety of sports and skill levels, travel all around the Midwest for games. Advertise with us is the perfect choice, as packages can be completely customized. Reach out to Rick Phillips via the Campus Nation Facebook page or Instagram page so we can create a plan for you today. Not tomorrow, today.
Today. The man, the myth, the legend.
Rick Phillips.
Movement in the backfield. Guys.
You know, one question I might have for the coaches this week as we try to talk with them and just get a recap of the game is, were most of these mistakes made on multiple snap counts? So, let's go on 2, let's go on second sound, whatever the case may be. And I know as a former coach, some teams, it's just a struggle. It's just a struggle. You can't really pinpoint why it's a struggle. It's just a struggle for them to go on anything but one.
Yeah, and you gotta just get to the bottom of it and correct it and move on. But now you've shot yourself in the foot with a 1st and 15.
Overload left is the setup out of the wishbone backfield.
That line.
There's a little bit of a push there by number 50. That's Joey Coker trying to get a little bit of extra yards there for Nolan Phipps. Nolan Phipps, the freshman, with quite a few carries tonight. Heavy sledding, but has had a couple successful
that
runs.
Defensive line for DeSales has got a lot of, rest time over there as their offenses control the clock. And so they're still pretty fresh right now, and you can see it. Definitely pretty fresh.
So Clinton-Massie's going to set up at the 34-yard line. It's going to be a double slot look, single receiver to the right. Logan Chesser goes into motion. The ball goes to Brody Clutter. He finds an opening this time. He's going to make a successful run down to the 40-yard line. So that's going to turn a 3rd and 13 into about a 4th and 6. Are they going to – I'm sorry, have they already changed? Yeah, they might have already changed the down marker. I apologize. Okay, so it's going to be 3rd and 6.
Yeah, it's doable. Let's go here, fellas.
You can see some of the Stallion players kind of talking to their defensive players and pointing to the ground saying, this is going to be our stop right here, ladies and gentlemen. No more yards for Clinton-Massie. See what Clinton-Massie can do on this 3rd and 6 play. They come out in a double slot look. Single running back behind is Clutter. Chesser goes in motion. He gets the pitch off the right-hand side.
On, Logan.
Owen Trick finds a block, but Chesser is hit and taken to the ground hard, and that's going to be a 4th down stop by the Stallions. It's going to be 4th and 2.
I'd go for it. 4th quarter, you're down a couple scores. That's a makeable 4th down play.
Yeah, I think at this point, as Keegan Lamb trots back on the field, I don't believe it's the punt this time. I believe he's got to go ahead and take a shot at this first down here. So Ty Phipps bringing the play into the game, as you mentioned, EJ. 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter, so you got to keep this drive going if you have any chance of scoring twice, because it takes you a long time to score if you're Clinton-Massie. So wishbone backfield. Clinton-Massie with a snap. And
nice little last
a nice
push.
Surge forward, but I think they're going to call him short.
Enough, yeah.
Unfortunately, it's just not going to be enough. And
Good
tonight,
effort.
It's been a great effort, but just met with a
That
very
line
stiff
is
defensive
staunch.
line.
Yeah. They're legit. And, they're pretty fresh, controlling the time of the clock. And now with about 9:50 left, they're going to get the chance to come out here, that offense, and this quarterback just keep winding that clock down.
Yeah, out of respect for both sides, they're going to go ahead and bring the chains out, but it clearly looks like it's going to be short by, to me, it looks like a solid yard. So Clinton-Massie's going to have to put their defense on the field. This is what we saw happen to Bishop Fenwick last week, where Clinton-Massie was able to make a stop. Unfortunately, it looks like the Stallions were able to make the stop here. Yep. So it's going to be a turnover on downs. Clinton-Massie's hopes for a comeback are going to be hurt in that particular exchange, because with 9:50 left, you're bringing the offense of the Stallions back onto what's considered a short field of 45 yards.
Yeah, at this point, you need to stay in it. You need to turn over something to kind of get that momentum going. And now would be a good time. But I tell you what, kudos to St. Francis. They are playing a clean game as well. Besides the one penalty, you don't see a lot of offsides or anything like that, false starts. So they're a well-coached team.
Yeah, Coach Wiggins being there 16 years as the head coach, he's got them humming.
He's got them locked in.
Yeah, hoping to come out of this game, he said, at 2-2, and then start their league play, which is a small league. They've got an out-of-conference schedule that's tough, just like Clinton-Massie does. Garlock with a long throw off the left-hand side.
Nice play
Another
again.
Fantastic play by Tristan Trampler. I'll tell you, look, I mean, the guy's got him by 5 inches and probably 55 pounds. And
his timing.
It's timing. Yeah, I call high point. His hand is high pointing. So
at the right moment, knocks the ball out, wedges it out, and he's done that now the third time this game.
And Coach has talked that they worked very hard this week. They actually brought in a former player, his brother Garrett Trampler, to work with him a little bit at that cornerback position.
It's not like St. Francis even throwing a lot, but when it's that big play, he's making that big play for the defense. So hats off to Mr. Trampler.
Yeah, nice job. And by the way, that's a freshman out there.
Yes.
Yeah. So Garlock finds an opening off the right-hand side, gets about a 5-yard gain there. So
they were setting that up the whole first half, and now he's getting a lot more touches, this quarterback, and you're seeing his athleticism.
Yeah, I think you're right, EJ. I think they purposely did not run him very much in the first half. They kept on giving it, on giving it, and then all of a sudden the second half, they've done a good job with the decoy in the first half. So
third down, though, we need to stop.
2x2 is your set. Single running back behind is Caruso. Garlock is your quarterback. He's going to set the offense, call out his protection, claps his hands, the snap, sets up the throw. A nice catch. Yeah, the catch with his hands underneath it is number 21 for the Stallions. That's Michael Walker, listed as a receiver at 165.9 junior.
Nice catch, Michael.
That was hands underneath, cradles the ball in, completes the catch to the ground.
Interesting 2 out of 3 passes to kind of, I don't know if they're just trying to get Massie off guard here, but throwing the ball here.
I think they're seeing a little bit of softness in the middle of the defense, not necessarily up front and not necessarily against Tristan Trampler on the long ball, but in the middle there. Now that's going to be a stop behind the line of scrimmage, led by number 11 for Massie, and number 11 for Massie is Ty Clutter, actually. Ty Clutter, who had a fantastic game last week against Bishop Fenwick. Gavin Hunter and Brandon Updike also joining them in on that tackle. So a loss of 2 yards on that play is going to be 2nd and 12. But at this point, the biggest opponent is the clock.
Yeah, it is right now. About a little over 8 minutes left, and it looks like St. Francis is going to take their time and playing that clock well. No hurry right now.
Yeah, as they should. Eat as much time as they. If I'm them, I'm telling them, don't wait. You wait until the back judge puts his hands up in the air before you even snap the ball. Ball goes to Caruso, keeping the ball on the ground or keep that clock moving. So a quick stop there by Brody Green. That's number 47.
Nice play, Brody. And I want to give a shout-out to Braxton watching the Taylor game last week. Braxton had a big sack for that Taylor defense, who is 2-0 now. A few former Falcons. It's Colton Trampler, Braxton Green, and Brendan Lamb. And Braxton made some plays last week.
Yeah, we're a big fan of the Taylor Trojans here at Clinton-Massie. They're representing. So Clinton-Massie needs a big stop right here, get the ball turned back over to them. 3rd and 11 from the 35-yard line with the snap. Garlock sets his feet up to the right, goes back towards Trampler again. That time he just overthrows his receiver. But
he keeps going out. Why does he keep going after him?
What I would call a box out. So I talked to Garrett right as I'm coming back up towards the press box here, and I said, hey, nice play by Tristan. He said, yeah, boxed him out perfect. He's using the sideline as a defender
makes sense.
and his backside as a defender. So nice job by Tristan Trampler. They kind of keep wanting to go there, and so far not a lot of success.
Trying to pick on the young man, but he is well up and well able for this challenge. He's been playing some killer cornerback tonight.
That's what happens when you have 3 older brothers that play football.
Yeah, I played with big brothers before. He's not intimidated.
Not at all. The snap.
Come on,
a little high. The kick almost blocked by Ty Phipps.
Hey, nice.
Brady Russell, that's smart because
catch.
if that ball would have bounced, they would have been able to probably down it inside the 5-yard line. So it's going to be on the 14-yard line this time with 7:08 left. 14-3 is your score with the Stallions on the lead in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, and I think you're safe to say right now, offensively, you've got to do something.
Yeah.
Your clock is the biggest enemy. Kudos to that defense all night, bringing it. Bend but don't break, gave a couple scores, but I'm impressed with our defense. Our offense kind of young, but something here. We just need something to spark us.
Yeah, I know that Coach would never want me to say this. Coach Rolfe is a team guy all the way, but, the defense is bringing it. They give up 17 points to a Fenwick team that has 2 Division I athletes on it last week.
Impressive.
And then this week you're giving up 14 points to a state-ranked Division III or Division II football team. At this point, you can't be mad at the defense.
No, not at all. And the offense, like we said, young, and they're figuring it out as they go, and just need a good push here. But kudos to St. Francis here. I mean, they're playing up and just playing a great game tonight.
Yeah, they beat Tri-Valley their first game. Dresden Tri-Valley 28-0. They lost to Hamilton Baden, who everybody is picking to go into the state championship this year. And then Berea Mid-Park, a very big school, 20-6 is a loss for the last 2 weeks in a row there. So it looks like this time there's going to be a sideline warning to the St. Francis sideline there that's going to push the looks like the Water Boys were getting a little anxious over there on the side, and the ref couldn't get down the sideline. So we'll get back to the field of play. And an I backfield is Logan Chesser. Ball goes to Brody Clutter, and just
that defense still looks fresh because their offense, is holding that time of possession, and they're still looking aggressive and fast and quick to the ball.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what the time of possession here as we start to look at the stats at the end of this game, which unfortunately is going to happen in about 6 minutes. With a 14-3 lead by the St. Francis DeSales Stallions. Ty Phipps brings the ball or the play in. This time Nolan Phipps is going to run out in a slot look. So that's going to be an I backfield, slot left. A little bit different formation. Keegan Lamb gets it, but he's going to be stopped at about a 3-yard gain. So that's going to be 4th and 5. And honestly, at this point, if you don't convert this into a first down, and they'll give you 4th and 4, if you don't convert this into a first down, that may just be you might just run out of time at this point. Unless there's a big play, a big turnover, you've got to make a first down on this one. And as we come to the end of our sponsorship this particular evening, we'd like to thank Sam's Meats. Stop by Sam's Meats in Wilmington to support a locally owned and operated business. You'll find fresh chicken, pork, beef, dine in and carry out, enjoy homemade hot bar meals and grill items. Sam's Meats also offers catering, party trays, and homemade desserts. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. and 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturday. They are also hiring. Apply for a full or part-time position today. And again, we'd like to thank Sam's Meats for all their support of Clinton-Massie local schools, including stepping up big time from Florida last week, I believe it was, that Sherry texted us and said, hey, you know what? I've got 5 pounds of bacon waiting for a winner right there. Good. So we appreciate them stepping up as they always do.
And speaking of supporting all the programs, I hear our soccer team is doing well. I want to give a shout-out to Kennedy Morgan. hopefully get to watch that Massey soccer team and goes to church with us and plays. And I guess they've got a good team this year, so we'll get out there and have to watch them.
We were able to share with
how'd they do last night?
They won.
Good.
Yep. So they actually have no defeats. Neither does the women's team has no defeats as well. Have some ties, but no defeats for either one of those teams. Golf team's doing great, and the tennis is doing unbelievable.
Awesome.
So I mean, across the board, things are going really, really well for fall athletics for Clinton-Massie. So 4th and 4.
And the football team's they'll get it. They've got a schedule that I think they're going to get some wins coming up. They've had a gauntlet to start the season.
So I think that they're going to put that ball in the hands of Keegan Lamb to punt, and he punts it off the right-hand side, and what a great kick. Wow, that's a nice kick, taking it almost down to the 30-yard line, about to the 32-yard line. So I think at this point the coaches have recognized that it's heavy sledding in the offensive side, so let's go ahead and put the defense back on there, see if we can either get a turnover or get a quick stop and turn this thing around hopefully within the next series.
Yeah, and that's what you need here. And St. Francis come out. They still got a lot of swag as they enter with just about 5 minutes left, a little over 5 minutes left. So, hey, this is Colton Trampler watching with my buddies from Taylor. Hey, guys.
Awesome.
Hey, and we want to see you guys go 3-0 tomorrow against Butler, Division I Butler. So, guys, get in there, make a play, and I know you will. And proud of them, Colton, Brendan, Braxton. Wonderful job, fellas.
So the offense of the Stallions comes back onto the field, 2-by-2 set. Caruso moves over to the left-hand side of the formation. The receiver goes in motion, jet sweep off the left-hand side, finds an opening. That's
quick.
Number 13. He is very fast. And number 13 for the offense is looks like they're giving Neil Godfrey the ball, who's a 5'7", 140 senior.
Yeah, he cut through that wind like he's 140. Man, he's fast.
It's going to be a first down on first down. So as they set up at the 47-yard line, again, the enemy is the clock. 4:56 is your time left with a 14-3 lead by the Stallions. Right-hand side sees 3 receivers. Looked like a little false start there, but they went ahead and let him go. Tristan Trampler this time knocks the ball down again. Again, they go after the freshman, and just simply put, he's created a brick wall over there. I kind of don't see why they're going back to it.
I'm sitting here with my hand on my hips, you're like, this kid is playing up. And he's deflected and been there and step for step and great coverage, and I don't know the reasoning to keep going back.
He's staying step for step with it. It's not like the guy's buzzing right by him.
How about the passing in the fourth quarter? Instead of running clock out, they are throwing the ball.
Yeah, because that will stop the clock with 4:44 left, and Trampler with another play. I believe he's at 6.
Pick it this time, Trampler.
Yeah. The snap this time goes to Caruso. The handoff, he's got a wide open lane on the right-hand side of the offense, left-hand side of the defense, and he bowls over 2 defenders, making a first down run. That's going to turn the tide here as far as field position and bring it down to the 41-yard line with 4:30 left. A turnover is the only thing that could save you at this point.
Yeah. 22, give him, I tell you what, you may not win this game, but you got to give a hats off to this defense and 22 playing some ball tonight.
Yeah, I know Coach Rolfe does not want to allow another score. There's a screen play, so a lot of
little flag.
Yep, there's a little flag up front.
He's
taken down before he hits the first down marker, but the flag's going to look like we'll push him back there. Holding. And it looks like number 7 for the Stallions was called for it. He went and talked to the ref for a little bit. That's Jack Elgin. So 6'4", 190 junior, and I'll be truthful with you, I don't think they've thrown his way one time.
Yeah, very interesting, the running these screens and passes with fourth quarter. I'd like to see Massey make him pay for that call and get a pick 6 here or something.
Yeah, not only are they wasting time by not letting the clock run, they are also taking a little bit of a chance. I mean, you never know if there's an interception, a fumble on a long play. I mean, whatever the case may be. But it just, you're right. It's odd for them to be throwing this deep into the game with the lead that they have, which is 11 points with 4 minutes left. So trips left this time. Receiver to the right is Elgin. The snap to Garlock, and he's going to throw again. This time they go to Elgin, and with his hand up, nice play by Brady Russell. So he watched Elgin put his hand up for the ball. Elgin actually grabbed the back of his jersey and pulled just a little bit, and Brady Russell put his hand right in his face. I mean, textbook.
Great.
Absolute textbook.
Brady Russell, the football muscle right there, baby. Getting that play. I'm telling you, our young DBs are I got you on
You
that
got
one.
me on that one, yes.
They're playing ball tonight. A textbook, really. Like
Yeah,
you
it was.
said,
It was, absolutely. I mean,
Hand
right.
up, right time.
Right time.
And it looks maybe easy from here.
Oh, Lord,
But
no.
when you're going
Lord,
stride
no.
for stride as fast as you can to time it like they are.
Because think
great
about that.
playing.
Brady Russell's got his head to the, facing away from the quarterback. He doesn't know when that ball's coming. Shuffle pass again, which has been a very successful play
Pull
for
that
him.
defense in and then shuffle it. That's still going to set up 3rd and long here.
It's going to be 3rd and about 14. So after a
you know,
couple
this
nice
clock
plays
would be down to 0.
if they would just run the ball.
But it's interesting. I mean, to each their own, I guess. But
if I'm there, and I think they feel super confident right now that their defense could get them out of a little bit of trouble. So they're like, hey, you know what? Let's work on a few things. Let's work on
that
some
might
of the
be
passing.
it. With their schedule coming up, possibly.
And Garlock hasn't had a lot of passing attempts. I talked to the coach up to earlier this week, and he said, we've been a heavy running team. And now I'll be honest with you, and you might have seen this from the sidelines, ladies and gentlemen. That's about the 3rd time I've seen a false start on the receivers, and I think they caught it that time.
Just when I said they're playing, disciplined
Clean.
ball, and then here they come. So
yeah, it seems like they were jumping off sides a little bit there, but and they got caught on that particular exchange. So 5 yards added backwards, and it's going to be at the 49-yard line. This time it's going to be, it looks like 3rd and about 19 maybe. So you would expect them to really air it out at this point. So if you're one of our guys there in the defensive backfield, you better expect something long. I would drop, which they have a dime package of DBs in, and they're just going to fly backwards as hard as they can. Elgin this time makes the catch, but he's going to be brought down before he makes the first down run. Turns around, yards after catch for a couple. It looks like he came up a little gimp last time when he was coming off of the ground. It might be a cramp because one of his colleagues there is putting him back into a position there.
My cousin who just called me and said I have a face for radio over in Waynesville, would you at least give us a Waynesville score? I'd like to know what's going on over across the pond.
Some sort of update.
Yeah.
Don't just call and insult us.
That's right.
That's
at least give
fair.
me what's an update over there, Wayner, from Waynesville. Tell us. And Waynesville having a good season tonight. Went 3-1, so they've got a good thing going over there.
Yeah, they're doing a good job. So, we want to make sure we spread all the love, as we talked about at halftime, and EJ and I have said girls soccer, boys soccer, Massie right now in the fall cross country, and our tennis team is just unbelievable. So it looks like 34-0, or 34-6. Sorry, 34-6 is your score. Waynesville's up. So Massie Athletics in the fall, it's a little bit different than some times in the past where the football team is kind of led the way with either wins or big wins, and the other teams have tried to follow in suit. And this time those other teams are leading the way with a very successful season so far, where Clinton-Massie football is trying to get back on its winning way. So we're looking at 2:54 with an 11-point lead by the Stallions, as number 7 Elgin has to be helped off the field. Looks like a bad cramp there into the calf area. So Clinton-Massie is going to reset the defense as they get a 4th and 6 coming their way, or 4th and 7 coming their way here in just a moment.
Also just got word that Emma Muterspaw, who went here to Clinton-Massie cross country, is having one of her best seasons for Taylor University as well.
Running cross country.
Yeah, running cross country.
Absolutely. She does, I believe, indoor and outdoor track and cross country. So we appreciate all the Clinton-Massie Falcons representing at the collegiate level. We've had everywhere from D1 athletes. We've got Davis Wolf that's still at Army playing D1 football.
Yeah, what about that?
Yeah, and his dad is still coaching here on the sidelines at Clinton-Massie. We appreciate Barry Wolf being with us for many, many years at this point. So they're going to set up, looks like they are going to punt this ball. So back for the is Brendan Ballard, the punter for the Stallions. He makes his count, make sure everybody's in place. We've seen a little pressure coming from Ty Phipps on this punt team right here.
How about a block?
Yeah, it'd be nice to have a block.
Scoop and
score. That'd be great. If it happens, we called it. The snap, the kick.
Little backspin on it.
Brady Russell.
I almost didn't give him enough room to catch, but he backed off there at this last minute.
Yeah, I would say Brady Russell's doing a nice job with his fair catches.
He is,
just
because that ball's not coming smoothly.
Yeah.
It's coming end over end, flipping, and he's secured the ball well.
Yeah, Brady Russell's an athlete that, just finding his way of where he wants to kind of excel at. He's doing well at the defensive back position. He's returning punts, and now he's actually going to bring this offensive play in. So as a sophomore, running all 3 phases of the game, congrats to him, and somebody they're looking to do things for in football. And he's going to be a nice little basketball player for us. I wouldn't be surprised if he sees some varsity time in basketball as well, as you said, quite an athlete. Double slots your look. Single running back is behind Keegan Lamb. The shift by the defense. They try to throw the ball.
Nice.
Rodman's got it.
There he is again.
So a second completion. He shakes it. 2 defenders. He gets a first down. So Rodman's able to get extra yardage after he takes off one of the defenders. And I'll tell you what, Brighton Rodman's done it on both sides of the ball and special teams.
He has been intense. In every aspect of the game tonight, and a nice little reward for him to get a little catch and some nice run after the catch as he sheds a couple defenders there.
If Grandpa's still watching in Taiwan, I'd love to know what time it is in Taiwan.
Okay.
I mean, you would think it would have to be what, like 3 in the morning or something like that? I don't know. So the play, another catch by Brady Russell.
Catch.
So it's 2 for 2 goes Keegan Lamb on this particular drive, and he's going to get up and have about a yard to go before the first
Brady
down.
Russell with some football muscle right there.
Nice play by Russell.
Yeah, he got hit and still held on to the ball.
Oh, yeah.
Very
nice job. Athleticism at its finest is giving Brady Russell
Well, what do you know?
nice
We got a couple
opportunity.
passes in a row here.
Yep.
Let's go, guys.
So this time Keegan Lamb brings his team up to the ball at the 45-yard line. We're going right to left on your TV screen, trying to break the plane into the Stallion territory. Chesser goes, looks for the fake, and this time
there he is again.
A guy named Godwin gets
6'4", 250 pounds. Wow. Yeah. And he's a lot of muscle there, too.
And I'm sorry, that's Gwynn, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize.
Cameron Gwynn?
Cameron Gwynn. Yeah, nice play there that knocks him back for 3rd and 7 now.
If you're a college team, you're liking his size and speed, and fourth quarter, he still looks good and fresh.
No doubt. Backfield. They go for the option. They try to pitch it. Chesser has the pitch, but he's going to be brought down behind the line of scrimmage by about 2 yards.
Yeah.
One question I would have is Gwynn, has a couple flashes this game. Now the question is, can it be every play?
Yeah.
Maybe that's what the college coaches are looking for right now. Is
had a sack earlier, had a sack there. I mean, he's an impressive, and I've not watched him every single play.
Right.
But you see he does have a motor, and if I'm a college coach and looking at that stat line, looking at that size, you got to like what you're seeing.
Yeah, long arms, got some speed off the ball, so he's going to be a prospect for somebody here in the very near future. For Clinton-Massie, they're coming out.
42 seconds.
They're coming out in a wishbone look. 4th down. Keegan Lamb, he's going to run the ISO boot. He's going to unfortunately be stopped at the 40-yard line, and that's going to make this game in the books, ladies and gentlemen. 31 seconds left. You're thinking that they're just going to probably kneel on this and call it a win, so that'll put the Stallions at 2-2 for the year as they soon to go into league play. That'll make Massey 0-4 I don't know. I guess we would have to look in the history books to see the last time Clinton-Massie came out 0-4 in a season. I would assume it's been quite a while. Dan McSorley took over this program, if I'm not mistaken, in 96 or 97, and has had the success that he's had for over 20 years with 3 state championships. But this year it's been a tough road to hoe.
Yeah, they're going to get the wins. They're going to come defense and offense. Gave a lot of effort on the field. You didn't see anybody not giving full effort. So the wins are going to come. Young team, they'll get it.
Victory formation in their version out of the spread look. So they're going to kneel the ball at the 45-yard line, and it looks like the refs are going to call this one done. So 14-3 will be your final score. So yet again, the defense only gives up 14 points. Unfortunately, the offense can only score 3. So in the last 2 games, the offense have mustered just 10 points over those 2 games. And we wish nothing but luck for the DeSales Stallions the rest of the year. Nice game for them, especially their defense, and I'm sure their offense is going to start coming along here very soon.
Yeah, congratulations to them. Great effort, great disciplined team, and they'll see some more wins as well. But Massey's going to get on the board very soon. Just hang with them. You'll see it.
Just for those that are interested, it's 8:56 a.m. in Taiwan.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So
that's quite a bit ahead.
Exactly 12 hours.
12
okay.
hours ahead.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, that's interesting. We appreciate those that are tuning in all over the world, all over the country. We appreciate Mark Lamb coming up big, helping us out on the camera this week. And Corey Price will be back with us next week. We appreciate him as well. And Rick Phillips, always our engineer. Mr. Mann, the founder of Campus Nation, a gentleman that's been a supporter of Clinton-Massie and Clinton County sports in general for many, many years, many decades. EJ, we appreciate your input as well. At this point, you go back to the drawing board. I don't think you change a lot. I talked to the coaches myself this week, and they said, look, we're not going to make a lot of wholesale changes. There's not a lot to do at this point. We are who we are.
Yeah.
We know what we have. We're going to try to run across the team that maybe isn't quite as stout as some of the teams we've went against so far.
Tough schedule, too.
It has. It's been a rough schedule. I mean, this team is going to get better. The Stallion team that we're playing is going to get better. And, by the end of the year, they're probably going to put somewhere between, I would think, probably 7 wins on the board, I would guess.
Sure.
So, and I'll tell you what, they're looking good when it comes to the defense side of the ball, and their offense, I'm sure, is just going to continue to improve. Where offensively, that's where the improvement has to be made for Clinton-Massie, because unfortunately that the defense can't keep them in, for 48 minutes straight, and they've done a great job at this point, only allowing, again, 14 points this week. So Clinton-Massie 0-4 at this point. They'll go back and start talking about it in films tomorrow and prepare for a Harrison team. And we want to try to give you as much information. So if you'll give us just a second, we're going to see if we can give you a Harrison score. I believe Harrison, if I'm not mistaken, is winless up to this point. But we'll see if we can let you know. And we said Waynesville was up by quite a bit.
Yeah, 34-6 over Madison for the win. So somebody's going to come out a winner next week.
Right, Harrison.
Depending if Harrison, what they did tonight.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's the Harrison. Unfortunately, I don't know their mascot. So Harrison, Ohio doesn't send me anything. So we'll try to find a record here over the next couple days and bring you some stats, talk to their coach as well, as we always try to do during the week. And EJ, we thank you for joining us. Thank you for your time this weekend. We have
fun.
Everybody enjoys the weekend. Go to the Corn Festival. Go to the Popcorn Festival if you're near Beaver Creek. Beaver Creek, the proud alumni Rick Phillips is of Beaver Creek. And Rick, I believe you said 50-year reunion that's been postponed a couple years was tonight, and I'm sure he's going to send a shout-out to all his fellow young men and young ladies that he graduated with many, many years ago, or just a few years ago. A few years ago. Yeah. The white hair came in early for you. Yeah, absolutely. So
comes to all of us.
Yeah, it does. Hey, at least we still got it. Three men with hair here. We're feeling good about it. So we appreciate your time, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to Campus Nation. Go to Campus Nation Facebook and like them. Go to the Instagram page and follow them as